The bar. A friend with weed is a friend indeed, but a friend with gold is the best, I'm told.
They know they can't fuck with you. I knew they couldn't fuck with you when I first seen you, which is one of the reasons why I took you under my wing. I'm like, oh, she got it.
Hey Lucki Charms, welcome back to another live stream. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to become a Lucki Charm and be notified. What's up, y'all? This is a late your time, probably late night stream conversation. We're definitely going to get into the tea that has been spilling over. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button while we get into this. So if you guys have been following Six the Goddess or just tonight's conversation, you remember there was a time where Six the Goddess was on tonight's conversation. And I remember because I used to be a loyal follower of Six the Goddess, still kind of am when she posts video. But she had an incident where it was a funny live where she said that when she went on there, she was clowning about her afro, her hair touching the plane and all this. And she said it was really ratchet and ghetto. So she had told her experience there. Now, with the audio dropping and all the stuff coming out, I definitely want to hear this because Six is probably the only person I've seen cover this where she didn't really hold back anything. So let's just kind of get into it without further ado.
Eric, this everybody make mistakes. I would have forgave you. We could have worked together again. But when you had the nerve to sit there and say, I never said I was going to say anything to her. When you gave me your word, you wouldn't. I'll never put you again. You're done. So he says he's going to send me the unedited version of all the taping that we did. So I'm waiting on the email for the footage. It never comes. The next day I hit him up. I was like, hey, I'm waiting on the footage. Where is it at? Oh, I thought about it and I'm not going to give you the footage. I said,
let me just catch y'all up. So she's actually explaining, and I just started from the beginning, a few seconds in. So the video goes right into her talking about her incident when she was on tonight's conversation. And from there, listening to this so far, I waited to come with y'all. She gave me a really different perspective when I've been trying to be biased because I don't really know what's going on. You can't really run from the truth. So let's just kind of get into it. She's going to be talking about Ace. She's going to say names. And we're going to listen.
So Ace, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you this because I realize I don't put myself in a place where all I'm around are real men. Okay. And sometimes that can be a hindrance because then you forget that business exists.
Very well, too.
Very well.
Yeah.
So I'm a type of person. The number one trait I admire in a man more than any other trait is those type of men where you know that when he say it, it's done. Yeah. Those type of men that damn near rather die than go back on their word. Those type of men, you really don't even need a contract. Once he as a man say, I'm going to do this or I won't do that, that's it. And you can set your clock to it. That is the number one thing I admire in a man being of his word. And especially when I see black men like that, nothing makes me happier than that.
Good people. What's up? What's good, man? I'm blessed to be your host, Caleb Smith. Today, we have a very special guest who is back for a second interview, Six the Goddess, man. She is phenomenal. She is needed during this time with relationships talk, with platforms facing downfall right now that you know well about. So, Six, first off, how are you feeling today?
I am feeling good, my brother. How you doing?
I'm great. Six. Timing is perfect. You have come literally at the perfect time because something just transpired. Tonight's conversation over the past weekend. Kitty, Keita, Randy, Ace Metaphor, Trip. Everybody's been having conversations on TikTok. We see Keita, I believe, trying to post a 50-part series trying to expose Ace Metaphor. What was your personal experiences on tonight's conversation, Six?
My personal experience on tonight's conversation was one I'll never forget. I've never been so disrespected as I have on tonight's conversation. I don't want to even focus too much on Keita's series. I don't want to focus too much on Randy because they're simply a product of the man that leads them. When everybody want to be the leader because it sounds fun. Okay. I want the glory of the leader. I want everyone to see me. I want all of the blame when things go good.
That's right.
And then what people better realize about being a leader is when things go awry, it's your fault. It doesn't matter. You can't blame the people you're leading. You can't blame the people underneath you. You want the glory and the attention of being the leader. You can have that. But when it goes left, that's also on you. Ace metaphor is just a weak bitch ass nigga. There's no other way around it. People have to understand this. I'm going to give you all the backstory on why I say that. And Ace is the example that no man present is better than a weak man present.
Hold on. Let me tell y'all something. I love a woman, especially in these spaces, that could keep composure and just call the shit straight down the middle, straight down the crack of your ass. I love how let's just get straight to the point. He is a bitch ass nigga. According to my experience, this is what happened is a product of his failed ass fuck leadership. Did we all not think that? Now, this is a thing too. I try to stay as neutral because people feel ways. And this is why I like her content, or people like her, because they kind of inspire me in a way to never get off of who you are, or never try to soften the blow because people can't take it. So I love how she just called it out right then, because truth be told, everybody's sitting up here trying to say, and I get it how they feeling, oh, Keita shouldn't be doing this, Keita shouldn't be exposing stuff like that. And I get it. One might agree. But the thing is that, like I said in the last video, what if it's something that he could think that he could have did differently? What happened to where this had to get to this particular level? What did you ignore? What did you as a man or as a person, a business owner, ignore with your employees to where something this level could happen? And we're going to get into the audio if we have time, but let me just keep push play. Keep cooking, girl.
Weak man present puts everybody in danger. Okay. You're better off having it ran by all women or a strong man, but a weak man, don't even have that be the option. When Ace first came to me to go on to tonight's conversation, I knew exactly why he was, because it was during a time where I was going viral on Hardly Initiated when they asked me the question about, if a man is not financially confident, will he tend to go for a bigger girl? So when a man is financially confident, pocket full of money, he's out and about, one woman is 300 pounds, one is 150 pounds. Who is he going to go for? The 150-pound woman, period, right? We're not even going to sit here and debate that. We can talk about preferences, but even our preferences are rooted in something. Everything you prefer it usually because of your circumstance. So that was a question that was asked. I gave my answer on the show. I'm sorry, on the interview where I went viral. So then shortly after that is when Ace ended up coming to me to come on to the show. And I was hesitant because my instinct told me I was going to get thrown into the lion's den. Now, me, just in general, outside of tonight's conversation, I don't work well with other women at all. Every single panel in my content creator career, every single panel or anywhere I've been where there have been other women involved, and I'm shit you not on my dead mama on everything I love. Every single time, even when I come in respectful and professional, all the women end up banding together to like all jump me in a way. So
girl, hold on, pause. I get you cooking. Pause. You are preaching to people like me. It's always the bitches that either, I graduated here, I went to an HBCU, I am this, I have this type of degree, I have this, especially if they married, child. I have a husband, I do this, and I don't act this way. Those be the mean bitches. But when you got a little bit of flavor, or you just whatever, you just calling it how it is, I'm just myself, it always seemed like females got to click together to try to take one out. And what that is what she experiencing is, and I've seen it too because I've been in the space for a couple years. I've seen it. What happened is, when you the pretty girl 6, and and you in the crowd, first of all, they got a problem, because don't come in no male space where the man is deem you to be pretty or the prettiest, or other females feel like they have a competition in the looks in the face department. Because they're going to find a problem with what you say, or you may make a point, but yeah, that's right. But, And then here come the little subtle jabs and the little, but it's like bitches don't really want to fight for real. So why are you doing all this other stuff? That's really how I take it. That is really a point because I don't think people realize that. I know men see it, but that mean girl shit be for real when you get in these male spaces, especially if men agree with your points. It's like, okay, they agree with me. They be wanting to fight you over the same men they say they can't stand or they don't like. That's a fact.
I knew going into tonight's conversation full of hyena women, I knew me and them more than likely are not going to jail. Now, I'm the type of person, what you say on your content is your prerogative. What you say to a camera is your prerogative, but what you say to me is not. So for the girls, when I went on to tonight's conversation, the girls felt like since my content was being mean, telling women the truth, that it was okay to be mean to me in my face. It turned into an audit of my ministry, which is not what I came there for. I'm a professional. When I go do content, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do my job, and then I'm going to go home. I'm not doing it back and forth. I don't come on panels to dominate the conversation because there's multiple voices that need to be heard. I don't come on to say, oh my God, let me come, verbally attack this person because I decided that I don't like the way they do their content. So Ace and I had a conversation before going on. And I told him, I said, I do feel like you're getting ready to send me into the lion's den for content. And so I was like, we're going to need to come up with a good price. If you're, because he tells me none of that is going to happen. Everything is going to be fine. And I'm like, you're saying that, but you have people that are on your payroll that have already made content about me, have already dragged me before even coming. And I only brought that up to him because I was being gaslit when I told him, like, I feel like I'm being thrown into the lion's den. His response was like, whatever are you talking about? So I was like, okay, well, we can play this game if you want to. I said, well, for example, Kita has specifically done a video about me. It wasn't on my talking point. It wasn't on the issue. I said most of her video was calling me stupid, dumb, crazy, and everything else. So I physically have seen, and I know for a fact you have people that work for you that do not like me as a person. I don't have confidence in this woman that she can hold her emotions together and be professional. She doesn't give me that vibe. She always had a crash out vibe. She gives me the vibe of a girl that grew up maybe in a very critical household or a very abusive, screaming and yelling household. That's why she feels like she has to scream and yell all the time. Like she just screams, look at me, please validate me. I'm here. Almost like she battles with feeling invisible or low self-worth.
Why she be eating like this? But no, I do want to ask y'all, do you think that that's a common thing? Because I never thought about it like that. A person who could, and shout out to Black Man. Thank you. Thank you, Jay Prince. Shout out to Nick. Welcome, you guys. Make sure you guys hit the video. And yes, y'all know I'm going to keep the 90s and 80s look alive. Okay. But I do want to ask y'all, do y'all find that to be a trend? Like, do you think that these loud women who have to be loud everywhere they go or they have to be very theatrical, do you think that that's a trauma response to things where maybe in their childhood or in their life they couldn't really get their voice heard? They have to do the most to get attention. They have to do the most to be considered. I just want to know, do y'all think that like, have y'all experienced things like that? Just in like, I never heard that breakdown as far as a person who has to do the most like that. That's typically a trauma response. So I just food for thought because that is typically how she does her content. But I thought it was more so about her being a person of a comedian or whatever the case may be. I thought that was mainly her thing.
So I said, but never did I think it would be as bad as it ended up being. So he tells me, oh, don't worry, I'll talk to her about that. I said, no. I said, I am proficient in ain't shit bitch. If you as a man go to her and tell her, I am bringing this guest, you will respect her. You will control your emotions and you will be professional. You going to tell her what to do. She's going to specifically do the opposite. If you just say nothing, this is a conversation between me and you. And I'm only bringing Kita up because you're playing in my face as opposed to let's have an honest conversation and say, yeah, I do have people that work for you that don't like you. Yeah, I do. But I do want you to come on because I want your opposing view. Instead, you try to gaslight and say, no one has a problem with you. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not bringing up another woman as in intimidation. I'm bringing it up to prove my point because you're acting like I'm crazy when I'm telling you that people don't like me here. So, but I said, this was not for you to go back and tell her. I said, so give me your word that what we talked about today is between me and you only. Do not say anything to them. You're going to plant a seed. If you as a man say, You gonna bring me to your platform and it's gonna be all right? We're gonna leave it there. Then it's gonna be all right. Do not go say anything. If you don't say nothing, we have a higher chance of just keeping it cool and getting through the episode. You are planting the idea to have a problem. So he gave me his word that it would stay between him and I. You know, he wouldn't say anything to her. I fly out from Atlanta to Ohio, right? I get to the airport, we get on the plane. I should have known when I got on the plane that I shouldn't go. You know why? Because this was the smallest plane I've ever seen. I didn't even know planes could be this
I
small. It was like a
told y'all.
tiny, it was like, I have never seen a plane so small. It was like two.
Hold on. I told y'all because when she went live, I want to say she had an afro. I was dying. She's like, first of all, I'm tall and my head was touching the top of the plane. First of all, before we get into that, do you think that ace metaphor, and let me just say this, what is up with these men who, for some reason, they get a thrive out of gossiping or they get a thrive out of stirring a pot between women on some messy Kit Kat ass bitch shit? Like, if you are trying to run a business and you see that you have this important influencer and this other influencer, why would you, when she comes to you as the guest that you paid to come, while you put her on this little ass plane, this paper plane, why the fuck would you, when she comes to you and tell you, okay, I think that this person has an issue with me because they've made videos, they've said these things, why would you then say something and then go back to make it messy? You didn't do no, like a business person would do, try to resolve the issue or, have a certain way, like, hey, can we keep it a certain way? You made it messy, innocent, then come back to be like, oh no, I didn't do that. Like, I feel like now looking at all this tonight's conversation stuff, it just makes me seem like, and even seeing Ace respond the way he did today, and we're gonna get into that, it just seemed like Keita is responding in a certain way because she met her equal, or he met his equal. He's probably just as catty and messy, just like her. To even hear this type of story, that means that you was stirring a pot between multiple people on that panel. And for her to be coming to the internet like this, she knew exactly who she was working with. She knew what type of person you were. If you was a man that operated with a certain level of respect, had a certain level of platform where you did operate that way, I don't think she would have responded the way she responded. She responded the way she responded because, just like Keita said when she went live, she said, Ace is a bitch. And that's how she talks to him. So he must not operate as a self-respectful man. Let's keep going.
Two seats on each aisle. It was turbulence the whole way. I swear to God, at one point, the plane was shaking so bad. I was like, God, do not let me die
I can't go out like
for a podcast. I'm like, Lord, please do not take me out like this. I got things to do. So I'm on the plane, right? The plane rocking. I'm like, I probably fucked up. At this moment, I'm on the plane like, at this moment, I knew I fucked up here. I wanted to go to the pilot and be like, turn this motherfucker around. I fucked up. So I'm contemplating my whole life on the plane. And then we land in this little ass town of Dayton, Ohio, right? And I'm like, oh my God, get in the Uber, get there. We start filming. And what did we film? We filmed one conversation first that I believe was more so about homosexuality. Mm. Then we filmed the second conversation, which was about the weight issue. Now, there's another content creator named Mr. Let Go. Mr. Let Go was married for many years. He has children. He has older daughters. And I noticed that during the first conversation, Mr. Let Go was acting as a buffer between myself and the other ladies. I noticed because he knows, I feel like he knew, like, these bitches aren't going to like sex. So it's almost like he was shielding me in it. Like such a good friend. It's almost like he felt it. And every time he felt the hyena's fangs getting ready to come out, he would kind of redirect the attention to him. And so I'm peeping it throughout, and it's making me feel really safe, and I'm feeling really comfortable. So when I first was filming, I thought this was going to go well because we initially had plans to film maybe 4 or 5 different episodes. So I'm like, okay, this is not so bad. Ace peeps this. He sees that Mr. Let Go is acting as that buffer. He sees that he's keeping it copacetic. So I should have known that something was about to go left because by the time he brought Randy down, he takes Mr. Let Go off. So at that moment, I kind of was like, that was weird, but I'm assuming the best still. So we start the second conversation, Ace comes forward and says, the question, which was, when a man is not financially confident, does he go for a bigger woman? And I said, yes. I said, because humans in general are predatory. Children are predatory. Have you ever seen a child be with one person and act a fool, but then they get with someone else and be like, oh, I can take advantage of this person, and they act like an idiot? All humans are predatory. We're born that way. It's a survival thing. Humans naturally will seek where they can compete and win. That's the way it goes. So we're not gonna, I'm not a we are the world type of person. I'm a very realistic person. People are predatory, absolutely. So yes, if a man is not confident in himself,
We have 108 people watching. If you guys want to go ahead, hit the like button, please. It does not hurt. Moderators, let me know what's going on with the likes. Also, I do want to point out what she just said just for a second. And this is a reviews and this is commentary. So if you don't like me to pause it, go ahead and hit the video and you can watch it fully without me talking. But what she just said with Mr. Lego definitely does that. This is unacceptable. I'm not playing again unless we get to at least give me 100 likes. But yeah, so I like that she said that because with Mr. Lego, he is a good buffer. And that's one thing he does do on panels. And I think that's why men don't like it. And if we have these type of honest conversations, most of the time when women go back and forth on these platforms or anywhere where they allow it, the men are usually encouraging that because they know that that drives the views up and it brings more people watching, it brings more people to talking about it. They need us to champion this narrative that shows that we are black hyena women, we can't get along, we're this, it makes money for the woman who, let's say, the pick me, because Six would be considered the pick me in these situations if she's up against Akita and a Randy. So in these situations, it's money for men. They love to see the one that says the things that men like to hear. They love to see the other women attack them. And they do it for content. They stir it. And a person like that with that platform, it is money in that. Now, there's also money in having honest conversations. But there's no entertainment value. It gets more shock value, it gets more clips, you get more of this. But the difference is that if you kind of want theatrical disagreements, how about you have that conversation, or how about you just let disagreements happen naturally? Anytime you're in the middle of trying to stir stuff up, it really is messy. And if she had a man or whatever at the time that was at that particular place, I'm sure he would have felt some sort of way about addressing you, because now you're making it messy. And what if these two girls wanted to try to jump her and she there and you paid for her to be here and you gonna act like you don't know what's going on? Like, why would you even try to provoke them to fight her? And if somebody is sitting there to try to keep the grounds even the playing field, or make sure it's not too messy, too crazy, why would you even try to have them leave or ask them to leave if you see that they're actually moderating something that you should be doing? Like, I have to question everything about his platform at this point.
financially, people don't understand. It's literally a scientific thing. It has been quite literally scientifically proven that when a man is hungry or when a man is poor, in his subconscious mind, he will decide to go for a woman that's bigger. It could also be according to where you are geographically, because you have some people that say, well, I know men that have lots of money and their wife is big. And I'm like, yeah, in Mississippi, a man that got rich off farming in Alabama, because he need a big bitch to pull that plow. He need a big bitch to help round them horses. Can't have no skinny girl in there. You got to be able to pull that truck. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand why in the country, why you see men with bigger women. You got to pull the plow, baby. We need help. We got farmland where when you go to Manhattan, the men have smaller wives. Why? Because you won't be able to fit at dinner between the tables in the small New York upscale restaurants. Every man chooses based upon where he lives and what he's doing. But see, the problem is people like Keita and Randy, the reason I knew we weren't going to jail is because they make their living off of telling mediocre women that they're better than what they are, that they deserve things they haven't worked for, that everything else is someone else's fault. Every time you turn around, Keita and Randy are making videos like, yes, and know your worth. If you sat and poured into that person and they did not pour into you, that is their fault. And you need to know your worth. And shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up. But that's what people seek. I don't want to seek someone who tells me I ain't shit, who tells me what I'm doing wrong. No, I want to go where I am comforted, to be where I'm a lazy, undisciplined person. And I want to go, who's going to tell me that I can do the less work? So Keita and Randy, they're there for you. They are there for you every time you ain't shit, to sit and tell you that someone else's fault and to be so blind to your own problems. The way that they have so much content like about mean girls and mean friends, it is
Hold on. Let's just peel that back just for a quick second. If that ain't the fucking truth, and it ain't even just that. Now, I do like the perspectives of different people's perspectives, but if we can just call it down the middle, when you see people who have content that's just geared towards making you feel good about the situation you're in that you know does not feel good, you have to question, is this person really trying to promote change or encourage me to be better, encourage growth, nurture? Or is this person actually just trying to profit off of my demise, profit off of me staying in this situation, profit off of me just always coming here to feel good about myself instead of telling me the truth? But you don't know, the thing too is that there's money in telling people what they want to hear, because it really, you'll be standing alone for a long period of time if you're a person that always says stuff that people do not want to hear, even if it's the truth. So if you make content and you're a person who, as a woman, and you're a person that is always giving women excuses, always giving them out, saying, oh, the reason why she's overweight, have we considered her mental, have we considered what she's going through, have we considered all these things? It's like, yeah, we consider it, but can she get to the work? Can she get to the gym? What is going on? And then we're in these conversations. It's like they pick the people that do give validity and validate these mediocre people, like she's saying, because then when you have a message that says you deserve the world, or that person wasn't enough, or leave that person, and it makes that, you're basically champion narcissism. You're basically saying that it's never really your fault, or what you did, these people just don't understand you. It's never really that deep. It's okay. You'll deserve better. You'll get something better. And if you keep telling people that if they don't accept me at my worst, they don't deserve me at that type of content, it's like there is no accountability in that type of perspective. All it is basically giving you a feel good message to blame the other person and still go on about your raggedy ass life that you know you're not happy with. That's typically what happens.
such a projection because they're the main, mean girl. So seeing everything happening with the show falling apart now, it simply makes sense to me because energetically, this is what's going to happen. It's a bunch of male and female hyenas that are going to do what eventually? Eat each other. They're all eating each other. They're destroying one another. And I'm not surprised it happened. So back to the podcast. So Ace asked a question. I give my answer. And I said, I absolutely think that when a man is not, financially confident, he'll go for a bigger girl. And Randy, now keep in mind, when y'all see clips of me and her interaction, I want you to understand they've been edited, okay? They changed what she said. Keep in mind, me and Randy had never had a single interaction. I had never disrespected this woman, never said a word to this woman. Prior to filming, I did not disrespect her. I did not bother her. The first thing out this girl's mouth is she looks at me and says, disrespectfully, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Disrespectfully.
She says, she looks
Not
me,
respectfully, but
not respectfully. Now they
Wow.
edited to take out the dis part in front of respectfully to have it show her saying, respectfully, the stupidest shit I ever heard. No. She looked me in my eye and said, disrespectfully, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard.
It's a lot of aggression.
Whoa. Wow, you must be the president of my fan club. Wow, you must have been up all night hating me. Boy, I know, boy, y'all probably got a voodoo doll. Like, whoa, you really meant that. Boy, y'all was probably all night, couldn't sleep, thinking about me coming through here the way y'all probably huddled together like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, and when she gets here, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell her she's stupid. Yeah, well, that's a good one. Like, what did y'all do? Have a basic bitch meeting? You know what I'm
Question. If you somewhere and somebody say, disrespectfully, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard, how you gonna feel?
That deserves an ass whipping. I'm sorry. Why is this okay?
Like, who are you talking to? Especially, I'm surprised she didn't respond. I'm surprised she didn't respond. Seriously respond. Because to even say that, it does. And then what did Ace Metaphor do? What did he do? Just sit there grinning, enjoying women going back and forth? Like, did they talk to him about what they was gonna do for her to come there? Like, I don't understand. What is he saying in all this?
saying? A meeting of the basic bitch minds? Because this was clever. I really love that for y'all. You really got me there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? Never in my life have I experienced that on an interview. You know what I'm saying? And on an interview, on a panel, I've had girls, jump me on panels, but to look at me and be like, and then I'm like, I'm so glad I changed my life, because I struggle with that. I was bullied a lot growing up. I've been bullied, jumped. Women always team up on me, and that's why I am the way I am. Sometimes people be like, oh, Six, you can't be ready to fight. You can't be ready to. No, I have to be that way. You don't know the shit I go through. I go through wild stuff. And that's how I know that 9 out of 10 bitches ain't shit. A woman is so cool until she come in front of a woman that she feel can compete with her. And then all of a sudden, all that girl shit go out the window, which was exactly how it was with Keita and Randy, because Randy kept saying stuff throughout the podcast, like, not everyone can look like that and look like you. And I'm like, wait a minute. How are we having a general conversation about weight? Why are you now pointing out my body as some type of example? I didn't come here for that. Now, if a man would have did that and we would have been having a general conversation about weight and a man would have said, not everyone can look like this with this body, y'all would have said that he objectified me, sexualized me. Oh, why would he? That was weirdo. But the self-proclaimed girl's girl sits and puts my body on display as some example of whatever you felt it should be in this conversation.
Thank you guys for being here. It's LuckiMaree's channel. Go ahead and hit the like button, please, on your way in. We are reviewing Six the Goddess experience with tonight's conversation, and her pretty much saying she is not shocked with everything that is going on. So like I said, please hit the like button, you guys. Thank you.
Hate on a nigga. I don't understand why you hate on me, nigga. We don't understand. Show love, nigga. It don't show nothing. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love. All we doing is getting money. Show a nigga some love, nigga. Wabbly dabbly. Niggas out here don't love me, nigga.
I do want to take a time out just for a second while you guys like the video. So the reason why I think women like to point that out is because they're doing that when they can tell there's some insecurities in them, especially after, I hope this wasn't after you had the conversation about weight, Six, because obviously you're Six the Goddess for a reason. So if they're looking at your body and they don't look like you, and you have a graceful walk, or let's say you come into a place and you just own the room, that in itself conjures up envy. It conjures up issues. I'm not saying that's necessarily a situation, but just off what the story is saying, it conjures up a problem, because now it's not even about the conversation. It's about trying to tear this person down, expose this person to be something that I believe that they are, make them look stupid in front of the men that are looking at them instead of me. She fits the description, and on top of that, she's saying something that men want to hear. Yes, they're gonna want to fight you. Shout out to L. Nixon. He said Six can definitely add another perspective to this. Wait until the other previous guests speak up. You think they will speak up though? Don't know. But this is the thing too, Nix. Six has always been that person. If you even see, even on a panel when we were when she went on the piece, you can see the issues that happen with Courtney. Then you see the issues that happen when she goes just different places. She always conjures an issue, and when you're an attractive person, you're gonna always have issues coming around, especially in relationship conversation. No woman who does not fit the description, or no woman wants to be somewhere speaking for the mediocre women, or speaking for the women, like she's saying, speaking for the other team, and then you have a woman that's considered a pick-me coming into the conversation. Any woman that's considered a pick-me and men deem her attractive, there's always going to be some sort of catty behavior between the two, even if it's not. Shout out to T.O. with the $15. Thank you, T.O. Oh, wow. Thomas, shout out to you. Thank you so much for the $100. I don't know where you are or where you've been. I really appreciate it.
If you want to know what a motherfucking boss looks like, bitch, you looking at one. A bitch that handles big business.
Thank you. And y'all let me hit the like button. Y'all let me know what y'all think of this so far. Coming in, we are reviewing Six experience on tonight's conversation. She spoke up at the fine time. And don't worry, we are going to try, if we have enough time, we're going to get into the audios that was dropped today, where Keita dropped her side of the story with what Ace posted. So it's a lot going on. Let's finish this.
So she looks at me and says, disrespect was the stupidest shit I ever heard. And so I kind of got quiet for a minute, because I have to pray, because I have been working on relationship with God to help me not go back to that dark place of always having this happen. Yeah. Every time I get around girls and I try to be, respectful, and even whether it's to be friends, whether it's a professional environment, and to see women always meet me with that energy of, so when I saw them gang up and she's like disrespectfully, I start seeing black. I have true PTSD from shit I've been through with women. So I have to pray to God because I'm like, I want to get up, pick up the chair. That's how my mind goes. I've been jumped so many times to where if I even think bitches is honing in on me, I'm what can I pick up? Yeah. I'm gonna defend myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pick up the chair and knock all y'all ass out. I'm gone. Like I'm not. We're still filming though, right? So she's like, disrespect. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm moving in my chair, like, okay. You're right. In my head, I'm like, stay calm, stay calm, stay calm. And then I'm in Dayton, Ohio. I can't go to jail in Dayton, Ohio. I can't go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does jail in Dayton, Ohio look?
I see some of you guys coming in. Thank you. Saying who is she talking about? Shout out to you guys. She's talking about Keita and Randy when they had animosity towards her and her experience on tonight's conversation. She's saying Randy said disrespectfully what she said sounds stupid as fuck. She's saying she's just going over the experience. She hasn't gotten deeper into it, but she's explaining how Keita and Randy had issues with her and Ace Metaphor allowed it to happen, and he went back and forth between two of them to make sure it happened. So that's what we're reviewing to the people just coming in, and make sure you hit the like button. Thank you.
Look like, oh, it's probably not where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm weighing my options in my head. I'm like, bitch, all I know is you can't go to jail here. Okay. We ain't even in a big city. You might not make it up out of there. So I'm like, but looking back, my regret is I should have had more respect for myself. That why would someone look at me and say disrespectfully, that's the stupidest shit. Why did I leave? Why did I still stay there? And that showed me I have more work I have to do. I try to take every situation I go through and figure out, what did I do? You know what I did? I stayed in an environment where I was not being respected. Why did I do that? Maybe because that was what needed to happen for God to slow my roll and say, you think you know it all, but you really got a lot more work to do. That, to me, that was God's way of saying, look at you. You thought you had it. You don't. That was an easy test. You should have got it immediately. Why would you even continue to talk to someone who has literally looked you in your face and said, everything I'm about to say is for disrespect? And I sat there. Wow. So I think, to them, it might have seemed so funny, like, oh, we got her, but nothing was funny to me. That was a spiritual moment for me. That was a very serious test for me.
Isn't she taking accountability? Like, I think just for a second, over and over, even mama had to tell me, like, girl, why are you up there? People tell me, like, Lucky, I have been in places longer than needed to be. Okay. Trying to support the person that's creating the platform. Trying to do trying to get exposure. They said, I need to do this. Let me support. No. Because what you do in that moment is you teach that person how to treat you. You're telling that person it's okay to continue to beat on you, continue to disrespect you, and you're gonna sit here because you value their platform more than your self-respect. Fuck these people. That's exactly what she's speaking to. And we preaching to me, girl, because you actually do that and you do it longer because in this space you realize, okay, toxicity come with these conversations, they come with this. I can sit here, whatever. I can just be mature and just ignore it. But the mature thing, and it makes a bigger statement when you get up and you leave your presence, especially somebody like her and if they paid you to be there. So if they pay you to be there, or when you go in places, even if it's a panel, whatever, when you go in places, if you know you are the star, you know that people want to talk to you, people want to hear your perspectives, it is a bigger statement to leave. If these people if these male platforms want to keep champion the behavior that you feel as a woman is not championing, you need to leave. It's the same thing with Keita exposing here. It's and what people are saying in the comments, like, Keita, well, why did you keep going back if this person wasn't doing it? I think she even said that. Yep, I'm stupid. I know it. She said that in her first live. So it's something that we all have to realize just as women. Why keep going in spaces in men platforms if men don't even respect you enough to create an environment that is not disrespectful towards you, and they want you there to help make them money? We're not in a chitlin circuit. You can actually get up and leave.
So, we continued the conversation, and towards the end of the conversation, I believe that it was Trip ended up saying that, I guess trying to play some form of devil's advocate was like, well, in all fairness, many Black communities are food deserts and it might not be available and stuff like that. I think Ace said something else, and I was like, listen, you know why that don't work? Because you cannot decide when you're going to weaponize incompetence. And these are the same women where every second they get, they can't wait to remind us that Black women are the most educated, that Black women start the most businesses. Every time I turn around, it's a group of bitches in Jamaica, in a third world country, in the mountains, in the river, on a bamboo raft with one nigga named Easton and one nigga named motherfucking, what's on the Jamaican name? Whatever, Garfield. One nigga named Easton and one nigga named Garfield, each rubbing limestone on your ass cheek. If these bitches can make their way to Jamaica into the mountains on a bamboo raft with Easton, they can make it to find a salad. You don't get to say that you're the most educated group of women, but then say you can't figure out how to work a treadmill. You can't say that you're the group of women that start the most businesses, but you can't figure out how to make some broccoli and chicken breast. It don't work that way. Why did I say that? After that, Randy was sitting there with her legs wide open like a dude. You know what I'm saying? Got the whole room smell like capers. And she sits there and she looks at me with her freaking dirty skin and says, see, she cracked. She cracked. She goes, see, that's why motherfuckers don't like you. Well, tell me how you really feel. So in the episode, I'm like, and there it is. And this is the story of my life. I can never just live and do what I do. For some reason, I don't know. But you know what I realized? I'm the problem. It's me. It's something about me. I don't know what it is. Something about me that is jarring to a bitch. I don't understand it. Maybe I need to meditate on it, but I've realized it's me. For some reason, mostly women, I don't know if they see the online persona. I don't know if it's because I stand on what I believe in. I don't know if it's because I think sometimes people like other humans who maybe give more of an energy like, do you accept me? Like, do y'all like me? And I think my energy is very much, I'm here. I don't give a fuck if no one in this bitch like me. What's up? You know what I'm saying? And I'm wondering if that's it. Like, oh, she don't need anything. That means I can't affect her. I don't like that. I feel that gotta be it, because what else? I don't understand. I'm nice.
I got a theory though, Six.
Please help me.
Dark-skinned woman in a room of lighter tone women is viewed as the most attractive.
Ooh.
And I think that's where all of that stems from. Because it's like, how is this possible? Because all my life I could look basic, quote unquote, but I'm light skinned. But she's dark skinned. And at that time.
Thank you so much, Nix, again with the super chat. Super chat stop the live. Go ahead and hit the super chat if you want your comment for me to read it and join the conversation. Nick says, Lucky and 6 cousins. What you mean? Because she cuss. Hilarious.
You had the fro, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I came in black as fuck.
I'm light skinned. I got a bust down. I'm light skinned. I ain't got to look pretty. I'm light.
Ooh.
She's dark skinned. She's black. And she's pro-black.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Talk about that.
With her hair nappy.
Talk
and
about
her
that
melanin.
for all the beautiful dark skinned women out there who do get attention. They're always typically hated on by lighter skinned women.
And you know what?
Oh, yeah, dab me up on that.
Right, no, for real. I want to get up and give it that. Somebody cooked here.
Right.
Get him a chef hat. Somebody get him a chef hat.
Food for thought, though. Yeah.
Ooh.
Food for thought.
And you know what? I was the only dark-skinned girl on the whole thing.
I can keep that back then, though. Yeah. Yeah.
Because even other girls that weren't on that one, I'm thinking.
There's no way that a dark-skinned woman is supposed to be getting all of this attention. Yeah.
Especially from people, man, that was in there looking me up and down. I didn't even know that was your man. I thought he was single, how hard he was looking. It makes sense why y'all broke up. Woo, I know he was cheating, but anyway. That could be it. Especially when your man looking at a dark-skinned girl and you light skin.
Wait, who?
That really make a bitch heart burn. And you know, okay, so I'll say this. And we're kind of getting off topic. I'm gonna get back on Ace ass. Because I said all that to get to Ace.
Yeah, you good.
But we can do a separate. I want to really go in on that one because it speaks more so on masculine principles and why they're important. It's not even so much about Ace, but this got to be the best example of what happens with bad male leadership. So I don't like to talk about the whole dark skinned woman, light skinned woman thing too much, because then what happens is a woman who is just not trying her best will then say it's because I'm dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to have that conversation too much, but I do see in my life where it does play a part, because I do think that is the case too. Even if, you know, I'm out and about, I've been in situations, maybe we're on a group date, okay? And maybe it's a group of us and all the guys come and all the guys have a light-skinned woman. And then I show up with my date and then I'm the only dark-skinned one. Now, some women would feel like, oh my God, everyone else is so pretty and light-skinned, so I must not be as pretty. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as y'all all look the same. And I really like that I look different than y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. A lot of dark-skinned women, don't understand that when your energy gives off, I wonder if you'll like me because I'm dark skinned, it kind of makes the man go with your energy, because men don't really want a woman that nobody else won't.
Yeah.
So when you as a woman are like, I know you probably won't want me too because I'm not light skinned, even if the man was interested in you, now he's not,
He's gonna
because
dog you.
the
Yeah.
minute you said that,
Yeah.
you kind of showed him like, you can't get no man. Men don't be checking for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So for me, when I get around the light skinned girls, they get uncomfortable. It's not the other way around. And I think it's because I'm black as fuck. You don't have to ask me, am I mixed? I'm not racially ambiguous.
Yeah.
I'm not any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm blackity black, big nose, high cheekbones, big lips, almond eyes, all the whole shebang. And I'm tall. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming through with tall, very black energy. And but growing up, I think that was due to self-love that my mom instilled in me. I'm also the only chocolate woman in my entire family.
Mhm.
My mother, light skin, green eyes. So was her sister. My uncle cannot keep his penis out of white women to save his life. If
You
my
gotta talk to Dr.
uncle,
Umar,
if you told my uncle either stop sleeping with white women or die, he'd
Death.
choose death. He would just be like, well, I've lived long enough. So all of my first cousins are white passing.
That's crazy.
So me growing up, and I've gotten lighter as I got older. When I was younger, I was a lot darker. I don't know how I got lighter, but somehow I did. So I was super, super chocolate when I was younger. And I remember my mom would always compliment my skin. She would always talk about how beautiful it was. She would call me her chocolate girl. Growing up, I was like, okay, mom, my skin is beautiful. Like, why is she so? But now I see why. I see why, because she knew I was up against family that was white passing. She knew we had men in our family who were not attracted to women that looked like me. You see what I'm saying? So she knew she had to counteract that by constantly reaffirming me that I'm beautiful. And I'm glad she did, because even now as an adult, some women who are chocolate be like bleaching or wishing they were lighter. And I'd be like, honey, it never gave that. I never felt like I wish I was lighter. You know what I'm saying? I never had.
Do y'all think Six is chocolate? I feel like she's brown. Like she's like the same color as like, you know, I love Nia Long. She's like Nia Long, Gabrielle Union. I wouldn't say she's dark. When I think of dark, I think of like Lupita. I wouldn't say she's dark. I would say she's like brown. But I mean, I guess sitting next to someone who's obviously light skinned, then I could see her being the darker of the two. But I wouldn't say she was dark. I would say she was brown. And because if she was next to some like a Lupita, she would be considered lighter than her. I don't know. Do y'all think she's dark?
In my life felt like if I wasn't dark, then it would be okay. And some people might say that I would be more conventionally attractive, but I don't think that. I think regardless of the face card, regardless of any of that, it's about how you truly feel about yourself. You have an issue with the color. You know what I'm saying? You have an issue with your own color, so you assume everyone else does. So I would say for most women, if you're a dark-skinned woman, please just be fly as you can be. Just be fly as you can be. Don't even invite that into your spirit of the doubt of, do you like me because I'm so dark? And what a lot of women don't understand when they talk about even like athletes or rappers, how they always want the light skin or racially ambiguous woman. What they better realize is those men don't look at those women as human. That's why not one of us in here can name any of the guys who only go for the racially ambiguous light-skinned women. That's why none of us can name a single long-lasting healthy relationship in any of those dynamics.
That's heavy.
Men who go after a woman based on, I got to get the light-skinned mixed girl so other niggas give me their approval, is not going to treat her well. Those women, every time you get on the blog, it's a headline of them getting cheated on, beat it on, left. So when the women sit and envy attention from those type of guys, I'm like, why? Why would you even want a guy who is like, I only want a racially ambiguous woman?
Like white chicks.
Right.
Right.
And it shows a weakness, because that means you want fruit that you ain't plant.
Man.
That means the women that are a product of you, your father, your mother, you don't like. You want another man's product. So it's also saying that he don't have that confidence in himself. It's saying that I don't want the fruit of my people. I don't want the fruit of men that look like me. I want the fruit of men that don't look like me, because their fruit is more submissive. Their fruit is prettier. Their fruit is better. So then it's also a bad dynamic on both sides. And the woman also never respects them. It's always normally a money or clout dynamic. She don't respect you. Why? Because you couldn't build this. You had to come get this. Another man built. My daddy built this. My white dad built this. My Hispanic dad built this, not you. So now she automatically don't respect you either, because you couldn't even feel your desires. You had to have my daddy fulfill your desire for you, and you came and picked it up off of him. So it's just disrespect on both. So when sisters look at a man like, he would probably want me if I was light skinned, I cringe. Man rejection, God protection, baby. Any man, that's why I say, same about your natural hair. Wear your natural hair. I don't want to wear my fro. I don't want to wear my kinks. They're gonna think it's this. Any man that don't like it, he a bitch ass nigga anyway. It's a protection.
Mm.
The more black and natural you are as a woman, the more quality of men you're going to attract. Any man who is dead set.
I want to say this really quick because what she just said, I want her to finish her little story about this thing. That is a fact when it comes to your hair, because it does take some getting used to get used to your own hair, especially to see what they like your hair. But I will say this, and I hear you, girl. But some women just cannot go natural. They don't have no edges, no sides, and no backs. Like, what could you really do? Like, I don't know. So I just be thinking, I feel for some of the women who can't go natural. I think certain women do need to do something to their hair that is not natural to help get them on a hair growth journey. Like, look how long women's hair be when they actually start wearing the wigs to get their hair back together. So I don't know, because I don't think that every single woman could go natural. That's just my particular thing. So, but I definitely hear when it says stuff like, do you remember we was reviewing I want to say Sierra when she had that podcast with Nene Leakes, and Sierra said, my husband, he like my surgery. He be like, girl, baby, your lips is too small. You need to go to the doctor and get them plumped back up. Like, he encourages her to get collagen in her lips. So for her to say like he don't love you for real, or just in general, I want to know what y'all think about that. If a man encourages you to constantly get the thing that keeps you looking attractive, that's unnatural, what do y'all feel like that man's intentions is with you? Do you think that he will love you even after the fact if you say, you know what, babe, I want to just be natural? Or can you love me for how I am? Like, what do you think like that? Or do you think that a woman who meets a man where most of the stuff that she has is fake, let's say she has on a whole bunch of makeup, she has a fake body, or she has fake hair, whatever, if she's used to this type of stuff, do you think she can then, in fact, meet a man who likes this aesthetic and then change and says, you know what, I just want to go natural, and he accept it? Just thought.
Set on a woman being mixed or a woman looking as far away from him as possible, you don't want. So I think my best advice to chocolate sisters: be your best. Be your best. Look good. Don't half try and say, I shouldn't try harder because since I'm light skinned, it's not going to matter. No. And walk in there like you own the place. Walk in there like you belong there because you do. So going back into what you were saying previously, I didn't think about this in that dynamic, but I think you're right, because it's an audacity. How dare she be so content? How dare these men? Because when I went in there, of course, the man was many. The man was like, they was quite literally rubbing my feet, quite literally. And I do think that when they see that, there is that certain feeling of, why are they doing that for the darkie over there? Why are they doing that for the monkey over there? It has to be, because why is this so personal to you? Why is me having the audacity to be confident and love myself? Why is that bothering you? And how dare I talk about fat women? Because look at you, you dark skin, you in the same boat. Both y'all undesirable. Why are you talking? That's what that also means, you know? So that could very well be it. But back to Ace. Motherfucker, don't think that you did not.
She said you didn't run away. You didn't run away.
Okay. Ace metaphor. Exhibit A of the dangers of a weak man. Okay. The number one thing that people need to understand about this situation, if you don't understand nothing else, you must know tonight's conversations episodes are filmed inside of Ace's home, his home address, okay, where he lays his head at night. So now you have a double responsibility there. Now you have to curate respect for your brand and respect for your home.
That's right.
Okay. When it might be a little bit different when you're in the office, then you're really only gunning for the brand. But when you're inside of a man's home, that's an extra element of the expectation of order. This is your house. You're supposed to have control over all of this. This is not a third party environment where your hands are tied in certain matters. This yo shit. That's important to this story. After the incident happened with Keita and Randy, where I got called every type of bitch, the first thing, after everything went awry, when Randy was like, disrespect, that's why we don't like you, Keita, first thing out her mouth, her first thing was call me 8 type of bitches. Randy, I'm walking off set. Randy is like a child. She is quite literally like this. Bye, peace. Like she, never in my life. How old is she? She got to be damn near 40. I have never in my life, 40 years old, literally like this. Are you kidding? That is very personal. Yeah. Oh, that's
have y'all seen that? Because, like, I want to say that's like that Cardi B ratchet bitch behavior. I don't like seeing grown women do that shit, or just people, adults do that in general. Like, nah, 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 nah. Like, how old are you? And it's like, I have not even heard in this whole experience what is the personal issue with them in their interaction with the Randy Keita versus Six the Goddess. Like, what happened for real? Did I just have opinion and then it was a problem? Like, I don't even know. So you're leaving, and then Randy is making, like, I guess, childish gestures. Like, what is that type of shit? Like, I've seen that. Last time I seen that, I think that was Cardi B on the when she was on Love and Hip Hop reunion and she did that. It's like a childish antagonistic thing to do, as if you're trying to provoke somebody, you're trying to provoke a fight. That's how I feel. You're trying to provoke a fight. You want a reaction out of this person because you haven't gotten the full reaction. Now, I don't know the other person's side. We going off this person's side. But I don't know, like, that's just ratchet as fuck to even do that, to antagonize or entice a fight. It's a little weird.
Extremely personal. And then she lies. This is the microaggression. I never heard of you before today. Randy. Now, Randy. So, and that's important too, to what else I'm going to say. After everything happened, do you know? Now, this is, okay. The other part about this that we got to understand, take away the business element. As a man, especially as you had me get on a plane and cross state lines, leave behind my family, my child, to come to you. Therefore, it is your responsibility that I get back home, whether you think so or not. Because you know what's going to happen? The last thing people will know is I got on a plane to come to you. Yeah. Something happened to me. Guess where the police going? They're going to you. If something happens to me, they're taking you down. They're going to say, where is she? What happened? Because you're the last man I was seen with, and it was known that I came here for you. So you would think, as a man, you would do what? Go check on me. Yeah. Anybody want to ask me if after I got called out my name right in my face and disrespected my face in his home, does anybody want to ask, did Ace stop for 10 seconds to come upstairs and see if I was all right? Anybody want to ask?
No. Trying to get some content in. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what he wanted. He wanted that. He wanted us to fight. Yeah. He thought I was going to keep going back and forth. If you look back at the video, you see his eyes start to light up when he sees me and her begin to go back and forth. He wanted me to hit her. He wanted, because that's the other element of this, is after I told Randy, listen, baby, you doing too much. This ain't going to work. You better fuck down, because you doing all that. If I start doing what I want to do, it's going to be a problem. You know what Randy says? See, y'all, where's the femininity? Where's the femininity, y'all? So Keita and Randy, which is what Keita is doing now to Kitty, is when they see someone be favored, when they see people like someone, they want to come try to paint that person in an ugly light because of the jealousy of, I don't want you to like this person. So she's like, see, y'all, she fake feminine. Where's the femininity? After you sat here and disrespected me and antagonized me this whole time, when I finally say enough is enough, you're like, see, y'all, see? Because you're trying to what?
That's exactly what everybody said she was doing with Kitty. And I seen it a lot in the comments coming, Kitty is this way. Well, what is it? And that's why I asked everybody. Yeah, we see Kitty saying, like, a video of her talking about what she does sexually. Yeah, we could say she should have never been having this conversation publicly. But what did Kitty say on these panels and in her conversation that would contradict her liking kinky things? Why are we supposed to shame her because she likes to do certain things kinky with a man? That part didn't sit right. I don't see how that's a contradiction. But before we get to playing this back, I want to show y'all the interaction about the overweight conversation between Keita and Six that was edited. So here it is.
Mental when every time someone brings something up, you just get upset and say that's ignorant.
Well, that's a good.
So how do you work on it?
Thank you for asking.
We talk about weight and
how you work on that. I'm gonna answer your question. How you work on that is by saying, okay, I get triggered when she says that. What about that triggers me? Okay, well, they're talking about bigger women. I know that I'm big. This is a self-reflection. So this is not who you have a conversation with everybody. You don't get on the internet and talk to people that are geared to tearing you down. This is self-reflection. So you talking to yourself and you say, this triggers me because I'm big. I'm big because I have a food addiction. I have a food addiction because I found comfort in food when I was getting assaulted. I found comfort in food when I felt like the world didn't think my face was pretty. I got comfort in food for whatever reason, because my dad left or my mom was abusive. Whatever reason you might have had that addiction, am I going to look at it and say, I'm going to let this rule my life? Am I going to be a victim or am I going to be victorious? And you work through that internally. What kills me is that people don't want to care about inside. It's all about outside because it's easy. Look at your outside. Oh, yeah, she takes care of herself. Oh, he must have a job. Oh, he must do this. You don't know. Get to know that person. Talk to that person.
But saying that weight is a problem and then taking it into people having their own demons they're battling is two separate. We're talking about weight.
So that was the video and the interaction in regards to weight. So even in that clip, it's funny because now that Six is saying this, I see in the clip where they said they worry about outer appearance. It's easy. Now I want to ask y'all, do y'all think that how people show up with their outer appearance is a reflection about how they feel internally? Because I'm gonna tell y'all, when I'm dead depressed, down and out, I don't feel motivated, I don't feel attractive. It shows. It literally shows. So I just want to know, do you think that is to a bigger problem when we see people on their outer appearance looks like they're going through something, or they do not look normal, they don't look the same, they're not keeping themselves up? Would you assume that person has some sort of internal issues? Or would you assume that person, oh yeah, they look a certain way on the outside, but maybe they're working through the issues internally? Because I even still see overweight women. There are the women that still look nice, they still keep themselves up, they smell good. Then you have the sloppy ones. So I don't know. Even in the interaction, she's talking about her visual, her appearance.
Discredit me in some way, baby. I ain't shit. I don't know why you're even doing that. I have never portrayed myself as to be the goody two shoes church girl. None of that. I smoke, drink, and cuss, honey, and I slap the fuck out of bitches too. Okay, and you're lucky that it did not happen to you in fucking Ohio. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you mean? Like, my femininity is different. My femininity is I will femininely whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? I will femininely defend myself. Femininity is not being a pushover. It's not letting people harm you. Femininity actually is rage. You know what I'm saying? Femininity is that emotion. Sometimes the feminine needs to come out to destroy. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So Randy's whole thing was to discredit me because clearly I don't know if we have a mutual ex-boyfriend. I don't know, because the way that her dick was so hard for me was like, man, I had to think back to my past. Like, did I ever or something? Like, what? Because what is it to you, you know? And Ace decides, this is how I know this man got mental health issues, because you didn't feel bad. That didn't cross your mind and say, everything this girl said was going to happen did happen, even though I gaslit her and told her that it wasn't. And I promised her and gave her my word as a man that it wouldn't. But now everything that she said was going to happen, it did. She got on this plane and, flew up here to me. Let me take 2 minutes to walk my ass upstairs and at least go apologize. Give her a hug. Give her.
I just have to acknowledge Super Chat. Thank you so much, Nix. He says, men hear that when we have to walk away from heated arguments all the time. Y'all don't have to walk away from the argument. It shouldn't be arguing. It's probably your fault, Nix, huh?
Or some water, a tissue for her tears. Let me go call her an Uber back to the airport. That nigga did not stop his production for a second to even remotely come give me a pat on the back. I got in my Uber. I went home. I get a call from Ace 2 days later. The first thing out Ace's mouth is to throw Keita and Randy under the bus. No ownership. Oh, I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they said that. I can't believe I said, Ace,
wow, just like a bitch.
Stop right now.
Wow.
This is not, they did exactly, I don't have no expectations of them. Okay. My expectations of them are at 0. These are very broken, very hurt, very emotional, crash out, low self-esteem women, hyenas, basic bitches. They are doing exactly what we know they do. We don't have those expectations. My expectations was in you as a man. I dealt with you in good faith in your ability as a man, and more importantly, as a Black man. I trusted you. The fact that instead of you apologizing and saying this is your fault and you taking responsibility, the fact that you're trying to throw them under the bus is the red flag. I said, what hurt the most is when the first thing out Keita's mouth was, she's mad because I made a video about her. It's social media. That's what you do. Why was she so mad about that? I said, Ace, I specifically told you that when I confided in you to tell you why I knew that you had staff that didn't like me, and I brought up Keita, I specifically said, you said you were going to say something to her. I specifically told you, I said, don't. because maybe she planned on going into it, just getting through the episodes, but you're going to start something by mentioning it. And I said, and you gave me your word, you wouldn't say anything, and you turned right around and ran to her and told her everything. This is why I will tell anybody that you cannot believe a word coming out Ace's mouth. This is why you'll never hear me say he wouldn't do that. With the next thing what this man said to me is what showed me he'll do anything. Keep in mind, it's a conversation that me and him had on the phone a week prior to this. I said, I cannot believe that you said something to her. And now I see why this escalated the way it is, because you had already did what I told you not to do, which you went to them and was like, she saw y'all video and she mad and I said, so at the very least, I need an apology for that, for breaking my trust and going running and telling her that, which really ignited this whole issue.
That's exactly why your ass is being exposed now. Because how do you get to the point where this makes sense? You go and tell them something she said, and you probably added 10 on a year. She tripping, she this, she that. You put a battery in their back. So now, right before they bring her here, you're going to then act like you don't know what's going on. You're going to remove the person that's making sure that it is not no drama and it doesn't escalate. But you're going to remove that person, have both women here, and then they're responding from the he said, she said shit that you just told them. And now this makes sense of what's going on now. When Keita said that you had a conversation with her, Kitty got me fired, whatever the case, you probably had some sort of conversation behind her back, which led to more conversation. And then you made this decision. Because to even invite somebody there, if I was 6, I would feel like this nigga needs to get his ass beat. Because how do you even set me up like this? That's a setup. I don't care. It ain't even got to come up. They set you up. How do you have private conversation? Didn't tell me like, hey, I know you said don't say nothing, but I've been trying to resolve it. Just so she could know that she's walking into a situation where people know what she said, what she's speaking to you in confidence. You go back, make it messy. And then you have the show. You don't even know. You try to act like you don't know why they react in a certain way. Of course, Randy is going to be antagonistic. Of course, Keita's going to be antagonistic because in the back of their mind, they're hearing from you who they think is their friend, who they think is their coworker, is being messy, or this girl is talking about us, and they're probably thinking Ace got my back. He telling me he don't even like you for real. You sitting up here you don't know what was going through their mind. So they're planning this out because they know if I actually press her line, he's going to allow me to do so. Which you did. Child, listen. That is so damn messy. He is messy. And this makes sense why his show is falling apart like it is now. Messy as hell.
That nigga said to me, I never said that. I said, Ace, we talked about this for an hour, a week ago. What are you talking about? We literally talked about it for an hour. I never said that. I'm like, so you're going to sit here and say that the whole conversation we had before, I came on about everything, that we never had it. I don't remember anything. I never said that. I was like, okay, well, give me the unedited footage from the interaction. I want that for my records. All right. I'll send it to you. I said, yeah, send it to me. We're done. I said, we're done. Don't say shit to me ever again. Had you profusely apologized, had you carried this, everybody make mistakes. I would have forgave you. We could have worked together again. But when you had the nerve to sit there and say, I never said I was going to say anything to her. When you gave me your word, you wouldn't. I'll never with you again. You're done. So he says he's going to send me the unedited version of all the taping that we did. So I'm waiting on the email for the footage. It never comes. The next day I hit him up. I was like, hey, I'm waiting on the footage. Where is it at? Oh, I thought about it and I'm not going to give you the footage. I said, so Ace, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you this, because I realize I don't put myself in a place where all I'm around are real men. Okay. And sometimes that can be a hindrance because then you forget that bitches exist.
Very well, too.
Very well. Yeah. So I'm a type of person, the number one trait I admire in a man more than any other trait is those type of men where that when he say it, it's done. Yeah. Those type of men that damn near rather die than go back on their word. Those type of men, you really don't even need a contract. Once he as a man say, I'm going to do this or I won't do that, that's it. And you can set your clock to it. That is the number one thing I admire in a man being of his word. And especially when I see black men like that, nothing makes me happier than that. So at this point, more than everything else, I'm extremely shaken up by the lack of doing what you say you're going to do. I said, so let me ask you, does it not bother you when you give your word on something, then you go back on it? Does that just not bother you? Like I said, because most men, they'll kill themselves damn near to do what they say they're going to do. I said, it's so easy for you to be like, yeah, I might have said that, but I don't give a fuck. Like, what is that? I have forgot that exists in men. And he asked me a question and said, so he said, I'm not sending you the footage. And then he asked me a question and said, what is it that you want? What do you want from me? And I said, okay, well, you asked, I'm the one. I'm not one of the women who you ask her, what do I think? And I'm like, I don't know. Now you're the man. I really wanted you to solve the problem. But if you're not going to solve the problem, you're going to give it to me to solve. I'll tell you what I want. What I want is for you, because it didn't even cross my mind that he would even consider still working with Keita and Randy. And that's why no one should feel bad for him at all in what he's about to be going through. So he wouldn't send the footage, and I forgot what was in the story.
The footage went back on his word as well.
Went back on the footage. Oh, and so that's what it was. He was like, he asked me like, so what do you want me to do? Like, what can we do? And I was like, well, fire her. I will take her spot, and I want whatever her salary was plus some for my pain and suffering. Okay, and as long as I never have to deal with that woman again, and I can do my job and go home, okay. Are we talking the right price? Okay. He wouldn't do it. So I told him, I said, mark my words. And I'm almost getting chills because I was kind of talking shit, but didn't really know if it was going to really happen. But I knew it was, but wasn't sure. But I looked at him. I said, the fact that you can't get these women to respect you in your own home tells me everything I need to know about you. I said, you a weak bitch ass nigga. You ain't shit. Don't ever say shit to me ever again. Do not ask me to work for you. Do not ask me to come on your panel. Do not ask me to come on tour, because you're going to continue to have carnage like this because people don't respect you because you're weak. And this is honestly not the job for you. You don't need to be in charge of no one. And that's why most of the time when you see guests come on tonight's conversation, they don't come multiple times because people get tired of the fighting and arguing. That's why most of the guys, everyone's like, why did Tripp leave? I know why he left. Anyone can tell why he left. What man can sit there and deal with this bickering and fighting every time you're trying to work? Any man would have quit, of course. And that's why half of the guys you saw that was consistent on there, you stopped seeing them because men cannot exist in that.
And just to say, ask this, am I going to open the call lines? I don't know. You guys let me know. Put Clovers in the chat if you guys want to call. You have to call it Cam up necessarily. I would prefer to, but I understand it may be late where you are. If you just kind of want to give your 2 cents really quickly, just put the Clovers in the chat. Let me know. We'll see. Depends on how y'all feel.
Ace can because he's womanly, because he's feminine, because he's not a real man. And you honestly should just jump off a bridge. If you can't get women to respect you in your own house, you jump off a bridge. And you decide that Harriet would have shot. Harriet would have had to shoot you because you would have had us all fucked up with your weak ass. You know what I'm saying? So Ace is exactly what happens when you have weak leadership. He's going to always have these problems. He deserves everything that's happening. I told him when he turned down my deal back then, I said, those 2 women are liabilities. And the way that you spent your money and put your name on the line to bring me here, and the way they have disrespected you in your own home, they're going to cause you to lose everything. I said, mark my words, wretched bitches like those destroy everything. And if you think you'll ever get a clean break from them, you never will. I said, mark my words, they're going to destroy you. And I was saying it like talking shit. So that's why now my phone started blowing up when Keita started crashing out, because everyone's like, sick. Did you see my phone blow? I'm like, what is it? I'm like, well, I think something happened. Somebody died. So everyone blowing me up. People have been writing me messages. We saw what happened. We stand by you. Them bitches was wrong for that. You've been vindicated. So everyone is coming to me now like, oh my God, Six, like they're fired. He about to lose everything. I see people now talking about, can we get a refund?
Yes. On the tickets, yeah.
And I want to give a message to the sister Kitty. So apparently Keita and Kitty were friends at one point. And I feel very sad for Kitty because Kitty, I love a lot. And Kitty and Keita are 2 different people. Like a lot of people get them confused.
Very similar names.
Kitty is the very gorgeous, again, chocolate.
That's what I was going to bring up to you. I told you.
A pattern just arose.
I told you.
Whoa. Oh my God. Wait a minute. As I said chocolate, I was like, oh.
Told you.
It's giving colorism.
Literally,
I'm like, the chocolate, I'm like, oh.
Told you.
And Kitty the same way, face card, lethal. Oh.
And then all the men loved her. All the women loved her. She was very intelligent.
And Keita, every time Keita talks, like, y'all favorite. Yep. Like, that gotta be the most jealous bitch type of stuff I've ever seen. Y'all favorite every time. Like, ma'am, are you mad? So I want to give a message to the sister Kitty. And I want to give a message to encourage her. I don't play about, if you're going to sit and accuse a woman of being unfaithful in her marriage, You're going to sit and bring what a woman do in a bedroom to the light for what? We still have not got an answer from Keita on. Please tell us what this woman could have done so horrible to you for her to be a wife and a mother. And the way they were saying it at first, I thought they had saw Keita taking some, or Kitty, I thought they had saw her taking a nigga down or something. The way they were saying, like, you're unfaithful to your husband. Then come to find out it's some nigga with some Jamaican nigga with a man bun on TikTok talking about some email that she sent apologizing for negative behavior in the past. Like she was trying to grow and do better. And Keita's thing is, oh, she knew that someone doxed my address and didn't tell me. And for that small thing, you're willing to destroy a wife, a mother. This woman has people that look up to her, and you're taking very unflattering clips of her and putting it out there. Says she was on looking. Talk about, does anyone know her exes? Does anybody know her ex-boyfriend? Call me. What? Are you fucking serious? This is sadistic. This is sick. And I think exactly what y'all saying. Y'all hate to see the chocolate girl be pretty.
Hold on, because there's a few things she said I wanted to get to. I was waiting for a break in coverage. First things first, for Ace to even offer or even consider to where you talking to her about her potentially taking Randy's spot. I'm gonna just say this now. Don't know Randy, don't watch her content, it ain't personal. We just reviewing it. I think had Six been on the stage, I think Six and Keita would have had really good discourse without. I think sometimes when you have to balance it out. I think she would have done really well, especially looking at now on the stage. If you would have seen Six the Goddess up there with the few and Kitty, it definitely would have ate. But I will say this, it wasn't, I don't think personally it was meant for Six. I think Six is too mature for the level of which Ace was probably trying to take it, for him to be as immature as he is. Because even still, if you look at people like Trip, or you look at how Trail carry themselves, they carry themselves with a very mature and dominant demeanor as opposed to Ace. Ace is really like the goofy one, the one who likes to be popular. You can just pretty much tell he likes to be seen. No shade. I'm just saying that's what it seems as though. So to even offer that, I wonder if he's regretting, thinking like, damn, I probably should have gave this position to her. But to even move forward, I personally didn't listen to Keita's lives thinking that it was colorism. But then I'm not into these people's experiences. Just from the objective standpoint, I didn't see it as colorism, but I can see, listening to her experience that she had sitting there with them, and then them keep saying her versus another person. I wonder if a girl was light skinned there who had the same opinions, or men actually liked her, would they take that same approach? But going into that, with the whole Kitty situation, I didn't. That's why when I covered it, I just talked about the video. I didn't know nothing about the ex and none of that. I don't really care. I don't really care, for real. We don't know what people do in their relationships, like I said before. The main thing I think was salacious was her saying what her kinks, her freak off kinks, her TDJ kinks that she got with eating ass and all this kind of shit. I think that was the part that was comical to us, because the way she speaks, we would not even expect for her to be speaking that way on camera as a woman who champions decorum and self-respect and things like this. Women should be this way. So I think that was why it was a bit of a shocker. But as far as that contradicting her message, I don't think it did at all. I don't think it did at all. But let's continue the video.
Get more attention. And the way that some of they men were looking at me, I'm pretty sure some of they men were looking at Kitty too, and that's probably the real reason why you're mad, honey. Who does that hurt when you think that you're light skinned? You got it. Then your man starts shifting in his seat at the chocolate girl. It's giving that, and that's the girl that their audience love. The girl that they audience love is clearly so freaking colorist. Not a girl at all. The things they're doing to Kitty, I think, are very disgusting. I don't give a damn. Kitty, most women who are well spoken and knowledgeable are freaky. You know what I'm saying? So Kitty freaky. I knew she was freaky. You can tell by the way she talks, she freaky. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean me. No, never mind, girl. Do your thing. Yeah. So I want to encourage her. I just want to say, my sister, you are gorgeous. You are beautiful. Your ex that's trying to put you on, that nigga is so mad, girl. He must be so hurt. You ain't with him no more. I want you to know, Kitty, keep going. I've seen you get quiet. I've been online bullied before. Worse than you have, honey. The way I've been online bullied, honey. I've been humiliated. I've had people take clips of my past. I've had people put them forward. I've had people do all that. And what I want to say to you, Kitty, is don't get quiet. Keep your voice. Keep going. Do not stop. Also, do not work with Ace, honey. Don't do it, baby. That man is weak. You're going to keep getting attacked as long as you're under him. So my hope for that sister is that she moves to her own platform, do her own thing, move forward. If I was her, I wouldn't respond to them. I wouldn't go back and forth with them, bitch. I'm moving on my life. I look better than you. I'm doing better than you. Bye. You know, so I hate
I do want to say that too, as somebody who, and I feel you, girl, as somebody who has been online bullied as well or harassed, try to bring up stuff. Oh, you did this in your past. You did. It happens all the time, and we all remember the whole Six the Goddess thing in her past when somebody, a particular person, tried to bring it up because he low-key was attracted to her. But we can hold the conversation. But I'm gonna just say when somebody try to bring that, it doesn't do nothing to your present today. The reason why you got to where you are is because of the choices you made in your past. That's why you can speak for that. And I would just say, she said she wouldn't respond. If I was Kitty, I would have responded, but I wouldn't have responded like that. I felt like Kitty should have leaned more into it. Like, yep, that's what I do with my man. And I would have joked with everybody. Like, yeah, and so what? That's how I kept him. Tell me how you do with your man. Where is he? Can we find him? Can I bow? Like I would have leaned more into it and then let it be done. Anytime people take the church victim approach, it never ends well with the audience because what we're looking at was very ungodly. So I definitely would have leaned more into it and been like, okay, and because what is it? And who gonna check you, Kitty? That's exactly how I would have leaned more into, and I've learned that too. I've tried to take the victim approach when people bring up stuff because that's not who I am today. So you want people to see you for who you are today. You want people to respect that, but the internet don't care about that. People on the internet don't care about we don't care about context or nothing. We want to hear the drama, especially if you fit a description that we don't like. We're here to tear you down. We want to hear the worst of the worst. We want to hear anything about it. We're here to bring you down. It's people who literally could hear you speak and say, I've learned from this experience. They will remove that and be like, but wasn't you just over there the other day? Wasn't last year you was with that fuck nigga? That's why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking today because I was with the fuck nigga. No, 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 no. Remember, you was people are always gonna want to remind you of things you did and you learned from. That's all of us, and that's why I always said when I've been on the panel and in these situations, and it's always the quote unquote girl's girl. You are a girl's girl, and they for you as long as you saying some fuck shit that agrees with them. When you are a person speaking from growth and a mature standpoint, look at Iyanla Van Zant. She said, I can't even fix bitches' lives anymore because they're fucking out of order. They was coming at her for helping them, for telling the truth. People who run from the truth in themselves or have a problem with you being so confident in where you are in your walk and you sit in your shit and can't nobody say nothing, yep, it's me. And I think that comes from a personality of somebody who's used to not being liked. If you are a woman who went through life and you're used to trying to be friends with girls like me, like trying to make friends with females, trying to do all this type of stuff, but you realizing they're not really your friend. They don't really like you. They smiling in your face and doing all this, but they really can't wait for your downfall. That's in every situation. And I think sometimes when you looking at tonight's conversation, that could have been a male's perspective. Men be jealous just as much. So it could have very been possible. Let's say Keita could have been doing a really good job in any situation. It could have been jealousy on her standpoint. We don't know what took place. But one thing I do know is anytime you have a particular past or something you've moved on from, it's somebody who cannot wait to put that in your face and throw it back up. It was a time where I was like, I can't even be on social media anymore. I'm scared to actually grow because if I grow, somebody gonna come back around with your past. But that's how you know you're doing the right thing. If ain't nobody attacking you, trying to bring you down, you not doing shit. I'm sorry. They only want to attack people who have real power and they have a real walk. And as you can see over and over again, they're gonna crucify you over and over again. And I definitely agree. I don't think nobody should go. I think when tonight's conversation come back, it should be a fucking blank stage. It shouldn't be. If you a real person, unless you're just there for some fucking attention, the way this is going on, at first I would be like, you know what, maybe they're gonna come back together. I think they need new management. They need new management. I think Derek Jackson could do it. If Derek Jackson did a tonight's conversation from a standpoint of look where I was and it's people up here who had a past and you trying to make an authentic conversation, I don't know. But I don't know. The whole pickies, the whole trying to profit off of us. We are the new colonizer and exploiters. Shout out to Next. He said, when hurt people see growth, you become a target. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's finish this up. We're going to go ahead.
It's so ugly seeing what's happening. I hate to see other people having to catch strays and all this. Ace deserves everything he's that got coming to him. I think you slow. If you pay that money to go to their show, I think you're very slow because why?
Some
They
people
talk
paying
about he charging
$600 for the VIP. I'm like,
talk about
damn.
600 for that.
Just
Come
to
on
watch
now.
the panel. Like that's the part that be killing. So Six, on that point, right? there was a time, I would say like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, where our community was very church heavy. And Black women were constantly being preyed upon by the pastor sometimes, whether it was from tithing, whether it was sleeping with all the women. And I see that same play now when it comes to like this whole panel relationship stuff of it's Black women who are single, who are trying to find answers, but you're trying to find it from somebody who doesn't have those answers. How can we save Black women from constantly falling for the Derrick Jacksons, Ace metaphors, from the same cycle every single time?
By what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Tell them they have to earn something. I'm telling you, women translate telling them that they have to earn something as it being hateful. So they're all, that's what I mean by that's their audience, is the lazy women who want to be fat, legs open, feet in the air all the time, acting a fool, then talk about why can't I get a good man? And none of them, I don't see them up there saying it's because you're 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? They're not saying because you got a big ass mouth, you don't know how to shut up sometime. They're not saying because you meet a man and sleep with him on the first date, second date, every day you go on, you got your legs wide open. You know what I'm saying? Black women will stop falling for that when they understand the answer is in you. The answer is in getting yourself together. The answer is in you becoming humble. The answer is in you realizing it takes the work. It literally is just how they pander to lazy women. That's all it is. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. It is women who don't want to put the work in. Instead, I want some type of book or formula or pill I can take where everything will just appear for me.
It's just like church.
Just like church. Wow. Be a terrible person, then say, God knows my heart. God knows that you was sucking it last night. Right? He knows, he saw. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. It's the same with religion. Religion, come as you are. Come as you are don't mean leave as you are. It means come as you are, but you're supposed to leave better. But they you come as you are every Sunday. You're supposed to come as you are and leave better. You come as you are, worse and worse each week. But that's their crowd. Fat church girls, all that. Ugly girls, girls who can't get no man, girls who can't get no text back. That's who's going. And that's the crowd who love the Keita and Randys, who tells them that they're fine, they're perfect, it's everyone else's fault. You still deserve this, even though you didn't earn it. That's why. It's all the same thing. So I want to say, I just want to see death to the whole, like, how do I get a man to, you can't. If he does it because you want to do it, you align yourself. You say, I want a man that does this. You figure out, what does a man does this want? You be that. And then you just sit, and if he finds you, he finds you. And if he want to do it, he's going to do it. It's a numbers thing. It's a number thing. It's about finding a man where that's the direction you're going on. And when a man knows the direction you're going on, whatever the first one that come along that fit into that, that's who you're going to be with.
That's right.
That's how you do it. And that's why you're single till you're married. That's why you keep your options open and you go with the man, the first man that come along that you know you can roll with, that got a plan for both of y'all. And he's saying, come on, we about to go. You go with him. It's that simple. But you sit in the house, fat, everything is someone else's fault. Every time I see a woman trying to buy a ticket to a show, try to figure out how to get a man, I ask her, when last time you told a man, I'm sorry?
Dang, Six. Are you coming out the gate like that?
You rather spend $600 to go ask Keita, who can't get a text back her damn self. You know what I'm saying? And any man can sleep with a simple Don Julio shot and a steak dinner. You're asking her. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are you asking? Ace? Looking like Alvin and the Chipmunks' fourth member? What is he going to know besides how to go get a peanut? You know what I'm saying? No, the truth is you need to sit down, you need to be humble, and it's a numbers thing. Get up, go outside, go be social, have a good reputation, be nice to people, talk to people. You go to work and you sit down and watch Netflix every day. You can do that when you're married. Okay, when you're married, you ain't got to go do a damn thing unless you're going with your man. You ain't got to go outside. You ain't got to put yourself for men to see you. But you acting married already. You're going to work and sitting at home. Do that once you get a man, okay? Until you get a man, baby, you got to go outside. Being single is a full-time job as a woman. If you really want a husband, you need to date like it's a job. You're not allowed to say, I'm tired this weekend. No, you got to go. You don't know the day or the hour your husband might see you. And most of the time when your husband see you, the minute he see you, he know he want to marry you. Most of the time. So you got to walk around looking like a woman where a man would say, who's that? That's her. That's her. And he's going to stop what he's doing and go over there. That's the man that's going to marry you. But how you going to do that? You sitting at home. You went to work, came home, you watch everything on Netflix. Damn. I got to hope the AT&T cable guy is single.
Six. You were not playing it.
I love her. I love that because she talking to me because I definitely be at home. So pause that. Definitely y'all go check it out. I want to get into, right? Let's get into the audio Ace dropped. The audio Ace dropped. Did y'all hear it? So let me pull it up. We are going to get into this and then we're going to hear Keita's response because they are fucking fighting. Okay. So let me pull this up. So Ace drops, I guess this is supposed to be a receipt. He drops a receipt of audio of, I guess, Akita trying to extort him, according to him. So let's listen to this.
You keep making promises. So we're going to do the $300,000 NDA. I'm going to sign it today. I'm going to get wired the money today. The agreement will say by 5:30 this will all be done. I will show you proof of me. Stop playing with me. Enough talking. I'm about to take a shower now. And I have to call Daniel.
Hey, can I ask you one?
Think about that.
Hey,
And let's have another conversation.
Kita, can I ask
and
you
if
one?
that conversation doesn't go the way Daniel needs it to go, about what me and you agreed, then I'm never speaking to you again because I'm tired of it. I need to create my content so I can work. Some of us don't have all this money that we can go around and make lives and go to basketball game and do all this and Some of us have to just feed our children. So I'm gonna either work, or we gonna work, or I'ma work. You decide. And I'm not saying I need to wire. You keep making promises. So we're gonna do the $300,000 NDA. I'm gonna sign it today. I'm gonna get wired the money today.
Mary.
Sign the NDA. Yes.
Mary.
Yes. Go ahead. Yes. Hey, Mary, 5 minutes because you work for me. Because you work for me.
All right.
5 minutes with this one. Go ahead.
All right. Look, maybe just have her call me back at 1. I don't know. We write. You know what I'm saying? We right there. We literally are right here.
So can you
That's-
if this deal don't go through by 5:30, it's no deal. That's what I'm telling you. I'm tired of this. I'm not gonna give you 80 days. Sue me in court. Let's go to court. And I'm gonna blog the whole fucking goddamn experience, just like I'm blogging this one. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Fly with me.
Mary.
Sign the NDA. Yes.
Mary.
Yes. Go ahead. Yes. Hey, Mary, 5 minutes because you work for me. Because you work for me.
All right.
5 minutes with this one. Go ahead.
All right. Look, maybe just have her call me back at 1. I don't know. We write. You know what I'm saying? We right there. We literally are right here.
I'm gonna get that wired today.
Nope.
Or we have no. We solve this by 5:30. Until midnight last night. I'm tired. My back hurts. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I need to work, but I'm still fucking around with your bitch ass. Now I said we were friends, but we ain't that goddamn close until we make a motherfucking deal. So make it, nigga, and make the white one. Let's just make the deal, Ace, and we can move forward, and you can get squared away, and we can get squared away, and everything can be finished.
It's the encouragement for me.
Do you think you can solve it by 5:30?
Mary.
Mm-hmm.
We got a long way to 5:30. I've been working on this all morning. Since we all talk. Hold on, Kita. Let me.
And less time talking to me.
So look, just call me back. Call
I gotta do my Patreon.
Call me back at 1. Call me back at 1. All right, call me back.
I'm gonna get that wired today.
All right. So this is Ace saying this. He says, I am sharing this sensitive information only because an unlawful attempt by Keita Rose to extort $500,000 from me. In her failed effort to defame my character and secure an unlawful payday, I feel it's necessary to inform my supporters of the truth. As many of you know, I've always prided myself on being an open book. Nigga, bye. My journey, including the challenges I've faced, has given me the insight needed to offer meaningful relationship advice. Out of respect, my ex-wife's privacy, and in accordance with legal requirements surrounding my impungement, I have... Wait, this nigga really married? Okay. I have never publicly shared these details until now. As I've shared before, my past has shaped me and given me the life experiences I use to offer real relationship advice to so many. Out of respect for my ex-wife's privacy, her request, and the legal guidelines surrounding my impungement, I've refrained from publicly discussing these details. However, due to the false and dramatic claims being made and now the sharing and releasing of my information pertaining to my expunged record, I feel compelled to provide the truth. This is the thing too, though, Ace. Why you didn't speak up for Kitty? Why aren't you speaking up for Kitty? And that you should have made a statement to at least if you're gonna be speaking up for her as well. So now it seems like Keita had to drop hers because he dropped his. This is so messy. And guess what? We are all here for it. We're going to listen to Keita's and then we're going to be done with this. Okay. We are going to be done with this. So Keita out here dropping the diss tracks. Here she goes. Let's listen.
We have to do it obviously above the board.
What's that mean?
Right, because it means that technically we can't say what we're doing this for. Yeah, I like that being more of it. He was saying that what your lawyer said, and then I like it being something that is private between us that don't get out. But it doesn't benefit neither one of us to go to court about this. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it for me. The amount of money I would pay lawyers to keep watching your page.
Oh, wow.
It's not fucking worth it. So what I'm saying is I didn't need an all-encompassing NDA. It was 100 just to not talk about this.
Yes, but that's the NDA.
Hold up. No, shit, if you want to keep, look, it was 100 to talk about this and then 250 in work. Quote unquote.
For the NDA?
No, just this specific thing.
Right, that's the NDA. That's the one that I need to sign the NDA about.
One more question.
Yeah.
About just the 5 all this year. 250 now, 250 6 months.
So give me 500,000.
I'm gonna tell you this: if you take that money and you just put it in the stock market, in 4 years you'll probably have more money. You know what I'm saying?
Nope, I don't know how to do stock markets. You don't.
No, I'm saying you'll just have it. You get what I'm saying? You'll have it. The idea, and this is I'm telling you from my side of it, what I would do. I would have the money.
People have been around you forever, and then other people's characters are going to start to be questioned. Because my first thought was, which one of his niggas knew and sat by an abuser and continued to make money? That was my first thought when I saw it. So when I asked Mike, I'm like, did you know?
Keita, I know you have your opinions of me. All right? I know you do. And I know that there's some things that could have been done better. But when I listen to your opinions of me sometimes, it do hurt my feelings. And I'm not taking away from your hurt feelings.
No, I do be trying to hurt your feelings. You be pissing me off.
That don't mean that, and listen, just like things got back to you, things got back to me.
I tell them to people on purpose so that they get back to you. So with Kitty,
I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what it is. Okay. So I was going through a breakup. So I was going through a lot. And then somebody had doxed me in January. And they shared my address. So people came to my door, knocked on my door, scared my kid. So we all slept in the same bed together because we didn't know if people were going to come in. They called my phone a million times. It was scary the whole night. And people were sending Uber Eats. People were like, you gonna die, bitch. Because it was around the time that I had talked shit about Nicki Minaj. So the barbs were already on me. So as soon as my address and phone number hit Twitter, I was cooked. So that really fucked me up. So I went ahead and I had to move. But I couldn't really afford to do tour, help my family out, and move. But I moved anyway because I was scared because I got a son. So I told Randy that, and she was really mad about it. But then Kitty told me that she got my address. Randy had got my address from Natasha. So I called Natasha. And Natasha was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to give her your address." She was like, what'd she say? She was like, I thought she had some of your merch and she wanted your address. Right, but you're not supposed to give my personal information out to castmates. But anyways, I let it go. And then so me and Kitty became cool because she told me, she was like, I got something to tell you about Randy. She's like, she leaked your address. So I just blocked Randy. I didn't even say anything. I just blocked her. I was like, I'm done. So, me and Kitty became cool, very close. She told me you fucked her over real bad. She was struggling really bad with money. I gave her sister food. I gave, because she said her sister, I gave her food. I gave her a pantry of my food. I did a lot for her. I bought her an edible arrangement. I took her out to eat and paid for the whole thing. I did a lot. And then, you know, she snaked in the fucking worst way because you weren't supposed to know. You weren't supposed to know that we had came together.
I am on my, I don't like to swear, but on everything I love. When I talked to Kitty in Dallas, she wasn't trashing any of that.
I didn't say she trashed. I said she told you what she didn't have no reason telling you.
No, she didn't. It wasn't you get what I'm saying? It wasn't.
She already apologized for telling you what she told you.
Listen. You come back. What I'm saying is, it wasn't in an attempt to get them out. They ain't blah blah blah. It was an attempt to, hey, how?
I don't care about her. That's the reason. My son is in danger. I had to buy another motherfucking house, and that bitch is in Dallas, and I'll fuck that bitch up.
I don't want to get you upset.
My son, nigga. I don't play with my son.
Hey, we don't have to talk about Keita no more.
Never again.
I was just person to person, Keita.
No, I'm just telling you, I don't want anything from you, Ace. I don't want anything. At first I thought you were gonna make it right. It was a whole day. I can't spend days and days on this, so I'm just gonna let it go from here. I wanted to call you and just say, I want to let you know how you've hurt people. That's all, how you've hurt me. Like a lot of people, Natasha told her stories too. And everybody can talk about how they've left you and you've done this and you've done that. And you've gotten what you are good at is meticulously doing something to somebody, whether you make them love you, and I don't see how they can, or you give them financially fucked up, right? And then they say, okay, well, maybe he'll make it right. And we continuously do that because you play this like nice guy role that everyone fell in love with, like 2 million followers, you know? 2 million women are like, this is a nice guy. You are not a nice guy. I don't need you to make it right. I don't need you to give me any money. I know Mike said I was impoverished. I guess that was a little dig because he's mad, but I've got to unfollow him too. I'm not tripping, man. I wish you the absolute best, bro. I really do.
You're gonna drop the video.
I'm gonna tell the truth. You haven't been truthful with me since I've met you, though, about anything.
No, whoa. Keita, so are we talking or not?
I can't stop crying thinking about what did happen.
Yeah. All right, so, Keita, I ain't ate since.
Me neither. I haven't eaten in 3 days. I'm so thin and pretty. I'm gorgeous. Here, stop telling me we're good. I have to pay my all right. I'm wasting my money, bro. I had to pay my lawyer and shit. It's fine.
No. But that's so essentially now you're willing to sign a full blown NDA.
Yeah, I do think this
drop the video.
This is deep, and then this is gonna hurt a lot of employees. And then a lot of people are gonna be like, well, I didn't see that. Or he do be yelling at Sam. And do the live still just to show people that you made it right, because that's all. And then with that settlement, I'm gonna get like the people that said that they were hurt by you, I'm going to help them so that they feel like, they didn't just help me get everything and then, and I'm not gonna say that what you gave me or anything, but I'm gonna say he made it right. Be honest, because people think we're having sex and we're not.
I know that you have enough right now, even without her. You know that. You know that also.
Yes. I have a lot of things. You've done a lot of things to me.
No, listen. So there is no reason for me, no reason at all for me to spoil you at fucking all.
Or get off my phone and let's stop this. I don't give a fuck.
Liar today. Or we have no deal.
Solve this by
I waited up until midnight last night. I'm tired. My back hurts. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I need to work. But I'm still fucking around with your bitch ass. Now, I said we were friends, but we ain't that goddamn close until we make a motherfucking deal. So make it, nigga, and make the right one.
Let's just make the deal, Ace. And we can move forward and you can get squared away and we can get squared away and everything can be finished.
Come on now, I'm asking.
Do you think you can solve it by 5:30?
Mary,
Mm-hmm.
we got a long way to 5:30. I've been working on this all morning. Since
Well, spend more time convincing that nigga and less time talking to me. I gotta work and make videos. Thank you. I gotta do my Patreon. I got 500 new members.
Call me back at 1. All right, call me back at 1. All right, love you, Keita. To get this done, we have to do it obviously above the board.
What's that mean?
Right, because it means that technically we can't say what we're doing this for. Yeah, I like that being more of it. He was saying that what your lawyer said, and then I like it being something that is private between us that don't get out. But it doesn't benefit neither one of us to go to court about this. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it for me. The amount of money I would pay lawyers to keep watching your page and doing this and doing that, it's not fucking worth it. So what I'm saying is I didn't need an all-encompassing NDA. It was 100 just to not talk about this.
Yes, but that's the NDA.
Hold up. Nah, shit. If you want to keep, look. It was 100 to talk about this, and then 250 in work, quote unquote.
For the NDA?
No, just this specific thing.
Right, that's the NDA. That's the one that I need to sign the NDA about.
One more question.
Yeah.
What about just the 5 all this year? 250 now, 256 months.
So give me 500,000.
I'm gonna tell you this: if you take that money and you just put it in the stock market, in 4 years you'll probably have more money. You know what I'm saying?
Nope, I don't know how to do stock markets. You don't.
No, I'm saying you'll just have it. You get what I'm saying? You'll have it. Like the idea, and this is I'm telling you from my side of it, what I would do. I would have the money.
People have been around you forever, and then other people's characters are going to start to be questioned. Because my first thought was, which one of his niggas knew and sat by an abuser and continued to make money? That was my first thought when I saw it. So when I asked Mike, I'm like, did you know?
Keita, I know you have your opinions of me. All right? I know you do. And I know that there's some things that could have been done better. But when I listen to your opinions of me sometimes, it do hurt my feelings. And I'm not taking away from your hurt feelings.
No, I do be trying to hurt your feelings. You be pissing me off.
I don't mean that. Hold on. Listen, just like things got back to you, things got back to me.
I tell them to people on purpose so that they get back to you. So with Kitty,
I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what it is. Okay. So I was going through a breakup. So I was going through a lot. And then somebody had doxed me in January. And they shared my address. So people came to my door, knocked on my door, scared my kid. So we all slept in the same bed together because we didn't know if people were going to come in. They called my phone a million times. It was scary the whole night. And people were sending Uber Eats. People were like, you going to die, bitch. Because it was around the time that I had talked shit about Nicki Minaj. So the barbs were already on me. So as soon as my address and phone number hit Twitter, I was cooked.
Hold on. This person says, I see in the back, don't worry. I'm the one who dropped the video of Kitty. If you telling the truth, you want to hit the link because I want to know why you did that. I want to know why you did that. Just curious. We're the fan channel. We're fans of the show and we're here to chat. But I want to know why you did that. If it's true, if this is really you, I do want to know why you did that. But she's just replaying what Ace is saying. I just want to say this because I'm paying attention to something. Ace is looking more and more like a lying ass piece of shit. And I'm saying that because I was holding off my personal opinions to just review it and stay neutral, not give an opinion about nobody. I have one. Ace is looking more and more like a bitch because you, the one who first posted an audio when you know there's more to the conversation. That is so fucking stupid. That is an idiot. That's like a dude who don't know how to cheat as well as his girl, and now he fucking busted. You are sitting there gonna post an audio when you know it got all of it, and you don't want her to really tell there's some freaky shit you're doing. And if it was normal freaky shit, I don't think men would be alarmed. So now I'm a little bit confused. Do you be fucking animals and shit? You like Drake fucking these dogs and shit? or what you be doing? What it was wrong? Were you fucking all these women while you were married? Is that really a fact? Like, what is it that you don't want to come out? Because at the end of the day, you don't have no problem with Kitty's issues coming out. You're not even trying to speak and give validity or show support publicly. You just trying to save yourself because whatever Keita knows could put the full wrench in your whole dreams, your persona, your image. You are probably gonna fall worse than Derek Jackson. Whatever she know. And I'm gonna just say this: you one type of idiot. Why would you even piss off somebody who got this type of tea on you? Why would you not even keep a good relationship with the person who got this type of tea on you? That don't even make no damn sense. That don't even make no sense. And for Keita to drop the full audio, shout out to her. Cause she like, this dude is lying. And I got the full receipt. You the one offered the damn. I'm about to send a link for you in the chat if you just want to come up for a second, you Roderick. Just you, and then I'll get to whoever wants to just come say they 2 cents. It's fine. I came up just for a quick second. But I just want to say that person must know something. You pissed her off, knowing she has some like, why you can't keep your personal life separate from your business? Why do we have to keep seeing? And this is why I'm so happy this is happening with the podcast world. Why do we have to keep seeing stuff like this happening? Now, I did have a caller. This person said that he played the kitty thing. Can you guys in the back wave your hands just because I don't want to get bombed? And then you can go back off camera. I don't want any type of funny business. If you're backstage. Thank you. Okay, I'll bring you up first since you got on camera and you waved your hand. You can go back off. Hello.
How you doing? I've been watching your page here lately.
Really? Oh, nice to come up. You enjoy yourself?
Yeah, you are on top of it. You seem like you're very you do your research. I'll say that much.
Yeah, you said you dropped the video of Kitty?
Mm-hmm. The one y'all saw at the end?
The eating ass?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what happened? How did we get to that part? Like where you dropped the video?
That video, we did that video in 2020. Right? That was my first time ever meeting her. And I like to say that I had something to do with the transition of who she is today. Right? I kind of like taught her about like, these conversations because she wasn't doing stuff like this, trying to heal people. She wasn't talking about the God stuff, not saying that she wasn't a Christian or anything, because she's always been a good person, but she just had she had a wild side. I just want people to know who my friend is, meaning she's really a down to earth person. She's really not that stern person that you see on stage. She's really like your homegirl, but she's putting on this. There's two characters. You have Kitty and then you have Michelet. Y'all get Kitty. I met Michelet.
Okay.
So, somewhere along the lines when she started getting her clout, blowing up on TikTok, there started to become a disconnect. Don't know why, but then she had some things to say about my character behind my back. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying she didn't have the decency to have a conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? To let me know, like, if we were building this together, and my thing is, this is my lane. My lane is tell people the God honest truth, show you who you really are or what you're trying to portray. You know what I'm saying? And heal. I'm a mental health aide in real life. You know what I'm saying? So I care about a person's mental. I don't care about all that extra, oh, you a side chick and you this and you know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. If you want to truly heal somebody, you got to tell them the uncomfortable truth. And all I did was resurface the old video because I'm getting into the reacting game now. That's why I said I've been watching you because I see how you're doing your reaction and stuff. And so my homegirl, she was like, you know what? Kitty's kind of buzzing, and you know her. Why don't you react to y'all old content? And that's exactly what I did. Before all this came out on my TikTok, I've been putting stuff out on my TikTok about who she is, but my page ain't that big. So
just to ask some questions, because you said a lot. Thank you for coming. Just transparency. So if you watch me, I like transparency.
yes, ma'am.
Just a question. So you said you put this video out. Did you put this video out after she was on tonight's conversation?
I resurfaced it after she was on tonight's conversation.
Okay, so your resurface, can you just for the audience, does that mean it was already posted and you just reposted it?
Yeah, it was on my Facebook page. Like I said, we did it like in May of 2020. She hit me up to have a conversation about it because that's why, like I said, that's what I do. Like I be on Facebook Live. I have conversations like all types of topics. And she came through. She saw me doing what I was doing. She invited me to,
What
do
made
the
you
video.
do that though? Just in all honesty, because I hear you saying it, but to be a mental health advocate, I have to think that to post something out where you see somebody has changed their life or just have a different approach and it has nothing to do with nothing. I'm just kind of curious. You didn't consider how her mental health would be taken at everybody who did not see the video like us, because it's going to be
The internet is a cruel place.
right. So I'm just saying, to be a mental health advocate, I'm just kind of curious as to why would you add to her mental health in a negative way?
You think it was in a negative way?
Do you think she would take this well?
I didn't think she would.
So you posted it knowing she wouldn't take it well?
Yeah.
So you don't like her?
No, I love her. That's my sister. But I want her to live in her truth. Stop telling people what to do and show them the path.
But what makes you?
It humanized her. It humanized her. You see how people coming out like this? Not like people do things. You know what I'm saying? People act like.
So wait, just because I'm as a woman, I don't think nobody here took it as a love thing to put out.
No, love
like
doesn't.
that.
Love doesn't necessarily. I'ma always do something that you think is nice,
but that
or
was
that you
mean.
like. You think it was mean?
That was
But nobody. But nobody told her it was mean when she was doing it.
So your point is you was on, so the video was not like a private video. This was like
No, this was we were both on Facebook Live. She was getting into learning how to do these conversations, right? I was already doing it. If I'm telling you, if you go to my Facebook, that's where I've been doing it.
And so she was in her comfort, and she wanted to express what she liked sexually. Was that?
And
you
I
sitting
didn't
next
even
to her?
know. I didn't even know that's what the topic was going to be about. As you can see, I'm in regular clothes and she's in lingerie. If it was
I was gonna say,
plain,
that's you in the video.
yes.
Okay, so that was in it. So you resurfaced it. So since the situation, like, how do you feel now seeing? Because I know I made jokes about it because it was shocker to me. And Kitty was one of my favorites up there because I love the stuff that she's saying. It doesn't take away from things that she's saying. But I do want to just kind of ask, like, what was the reason for you? You said you resurfaced the video, so because you felt like whatever she was saying on the panel was not her being her real self. Are you
Correct.
saying like her opinions on the panel is not really what you know her to think?
It's artificial a little bit. Some of it's real, some of it's artificial. Again, I resurfaced it because people got a weird way of when they don't want a person in their life. And I'm not saying that, like I said, I don't know why she stopped talking to me. It was the last time I had talked to Kitty, we went downtown, had something to eat. It wasn't a bad meetup, and she left and I didn't hear nothing else. And I seen her on TikTok one time. I was like, "What's up, sis?" Ignored me. I'm like, dang, why she playing me to the left? Knowing what I know,
Well,
I know.
sometimes you may represent a past. So there's some people in my past I was cool with. I had a
But
video
if I
out where I
never
was talking
crossed
about,
you, if I never crossed you and I showed you some things, you know what I'm saying? Why would you turn your back on me? If I never did anything wrong to you, all I did was look out for you. And even if you did want to cross me out of your past, why couldn't there have been a conversation? Why did it have to be act like you don't know me? And now when I resurface and show that I know you, now I get cease and desist letters. I'm getting death threats from her family members. I'm getting all this other stuff. And I'm like, whatever, I'll post that on the internet too.
So will you be, so her family I mean, you got to understand, let's be honest.
I don't care about nobody's feelings. God don't care about your feelings.
You know I am. I'm not judging you. We shooting this shit real. So let's just shoot the shit for a second.
Yes, sir.
If it's my sister, and I see my sister on a platform where she's thriving, she's growing, she's doing stuff, right? And this was the conversation she had. Like you said, the video where she said that to sit next to you about eating ass and shit like this. That was when she was getting started.
And mind you, that's a 2-hour long video.
You got the 2-hour video?
It's on my Facebook page. It's a 2-hour. It's already. I'm never taking it down.
Take it down.
For what? It's content. You want me to tell you why I say I'm never taking it down? Because people.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
You can.
No, go ahead. This is fun. This is fun.
Yeah. So my thing is, right, if this is my family member and I have someone here that someone who's trying to pretty much do a smear campaign, or they're doing something that is becoming a smear campaign, and they're upset because this person no longer is talking to my sister, I want to beat your ass too. You know what I'm saying? As her brother or whoever, because I see my sister hurt. I see my sister in a different light. And if your reason is like, I need you to live in your truth. Now, you know, us as the audience is going to ask you, are you saying from your experience, or just from what you know, because we don't know, just from what you're saying, are you saying that you feel like from the Kitty that you knew and the Kitty that you see now, you think that what she's saying is her pandering, or her just trying to be something different? What is it that making you not believe that this is who she is versus when y'all did?
Let me ask you, how long have you been following her or known about her?
I've probably been following Kitty since, well, only reason why I watched tonight's conversation is because of Trill. Like,
he's a target too. I'm gonna expose him too, but that'll be later.
Okay, so we don't expose Trill on this.
Okay. I don't like anybody that don't tell the whole truth. He's a panderer too. He talks real slow like Malcolm X and make you feel good. He was a hoe. He admits to being a hoe. Like,
okay, let's stop.
Oh, my bad. He admits to being
Hold on, because there's a loyalty line.
Okay.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
So, because this is the thing too, because I'm a person. Let me tell you why this is a little triggering for me. Somebody went around the internet trying to say a conversation I had about pegging in the past, right? Being in a gay lifestyle, right? I own my shit. But a person today, when you're a mother, when you're a different person today, that's who you used to be. It seemed like fuck shit when somebody comes back and they try to throw it back to say, this person, look at this person now. It seemed like some hater shit, especially being a content creator. It seems like, so what? Yes, Trill talked about certain things in his past. So what? She talked about certain stuff in her past. Who are people now? Are people not allowed to evolve? Are people not allowed to show up differently? And it kind of puts it in this stand, especially in our community, where we need people in our community to speak from a standpoint of where they were and where they're going, because it inspires more of us to not be ashamed of the things that we may have done. It inspires us to actually be the thing to say, yep, this was me too. And I can talk this way because I'm here now. And it's like some people that we cut off from that lifestyle needs to be cut off. If the people cut off come back and they want to keep reminding it, it's like, okay, now new levels, new devils. I have to actually work harder, because now the person that I am interrupts the energy to where there's new people who don't like me. So now, and I also have to combat with my past who's fighting with the new people who don't like me. So now I'm just one person, and I have to ask, what is the goal to say, okay, I see tonight's conversation. I know this person did this in that past. I know this person did this in their past. Let me show y'all who they really are. That's not who they are. That's who they were.
No. They're selling a false image of leadership.
So you feel like this needs to happen because
This has to happen. This has to happen.
To the audience, let people,
And,
say what
and this is what I mean by it has to happen. Like before Keita even dropped all this stuff, Kitty had an opportunity to just have a conversation. She sent people to me. She sent her husband. She sent all these people to me and she sent me a message, then blocked me. Now on her, if you watch her podcast that she just dropped, responding to all this, she tells you that she inboxed me, but she didn't have a conversation. This could have been all resolved with a conversation because something in my soul told me that something was about to happen. So most of my hashtag was, I gave you your wings. Can you fly through turbulence? That's it, because there was something that she was missing. I stood by her through that whole dark time. I'm the one that red pilled her. I'm the one that put her on the Kevin Samuels and told her, I'm the one that told her in that same video, you're going to be a wife. You're not confident in talking like this. You're going to be a wife. I've always spoke highly into her, even when she didn't see it in herself. And to just totally, like, she made it seem like I was the annoying friend when she called me. She came to me. And so think about it like this.
Do you feel like it hurt your feelings?
That's
not a bad thing.
No, I'm a very honest person. At the time when she did it, it did hurt my feelings. But as a man, I was going through a whole, like my dark path. It wasn't even dark. It was when I started stepping into the light, when I started becoming more of who I am in 2021. Me and her stopped talking in 2022. That was the last meeting. But she had all these boyfriends between the time that I was sitting here listening to her and giving her advice on like how to move or whatever. After that, man, the internet slaughtered me because I was doing my content. And when you look around and you see no friends there, you don't see nobody that you've been in everybody's corner and you don't see nobody. God makes you rely on him. He makes you care only about him because he'll take everything from you. So I'm seeing people who I've given this game to, just they thrive, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they ain't never had no real life scrutiny. And I ain't saying I was trying to cause the scrutiny because I didn't know nothing about what was going on tonight's conversation on the back end. I just have my own agenda. She says it. He has his own agenda because it's not about no money. It ain't about nothing. It's about the actual relationship. See, they be on there talking about relationships, but they don't talk about all relationships. And that's friendships, the relationships with your parents and your kids. They don't talk about that.
Wouldn't that be what their conversation is? Like, if you think, like, I'm just one of those people, I don't think, like, I hate when people come to my channel and they try to tell me what to talk about. That's why I keep the conversation open. I allow my audience to disagree with me. Sometimes they can disagree with me the whole live. Like, Lucky, you tripping, shut up. And I like that environment because it keeps us authentic. It makes it seem like we can be different and still be cool and still be a community. So that's why I'm allowing you to feel how you feel. You subscribe. I wouldn't be myself. But I guess I would just say, like, whatever, if Kitty is aware of whatever issue you have with her and she's allowing it, I'm for it. I guess I just kind of stand because I don't know what would they have to do with the other people on the platform that you.
Oh no, I just want to debate them.
Right. And then also, if the platform is about relationship, why do we have to talk about friendship? You can create your own environment to talk about.
Well, because in a relationship, your mate should be your friend.
Right. But I'm just saying, I believe they all speak to their own perspective.
Why they don't promote not having sex before married? Why they don't promote that?
So you saying all the episodes, the guests that they have on there never spoke about abstinence?
Dr. Brian ain't no real doctor. People listen to her. Ace is a mini Derek Jackson, as you didn't already saw and they pointed out. They're pandering to you. They pander to women because women are going to be the one that's going to pay. Women are always going to pay. And Ace, all like you heard Keita say, he used Kitty's clips for everything. And the clips that he chooses to use is the ones where it looks like she's going in on a woman and can't nobody, like the woman can't respond the way she wants to. And now, mind you, I've never been to the show, but listen to Kitty explain it. Like I said, I listen to it. Like I still support. I still like, share. I do all that stuff. I haven't said nothing. They just don't like that I posted the video, and that's cool. Because I'll never talk about nothing that we talked about personally. I only say what she's put on the internet.
Publicly. I got you. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the thing is, like, she said that they wouldn't show the whole clip. They only show that small little clip. And honestly, I understood that. I was like, okay, because it looked bad. That it kind of looked bad, but it looked fire to somebody who's on her team Kitty. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool, but it's never like, this is not malicious. It's the, like, Kitty is for to step into a whole new life.
So you coming for other people who you don't know personally is not malicious?
Nah.
So would
I
you
want to
call yourself
debate
like a
I want to
revolutionary?
debate their points.
So you want to debate Trill?
I'll debate any one of them niggas that's sitting on that panel.
Why you can't do it the right way? Why would you have to try to?
What's the right way?
Like a person who has, if you position yourself and you said you make content,
To
position
get
yourself.
you position yourself.
I'm saying don't make it so messy. How about approach it like a
Who
man?
said it's messy? Everything is perception. Everything is perception based.
You just said if I go on a whim and somebody I know and I just said, you know what, I just know stuff about this person and I feel like they being fake. Let me just go show everything that I
No,
know.
see, you're missing. You still missing it. You still missing it. I'm telling you that from my standpoint, when I resurfaced that video, it was directly to Kitty. I even tagged her in it.
No, I'm not talking about Kitty. I'm talking about when you just said Trill 2 and he is such and such.
Oh yeah, because some men can read through other men's bullshit.
But listen to what I'm saying personally. It could be people listening to you right now that may read through your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It
Probably.
could be people listening. So I'm just saying, in all honesty, if you don't know the person and you want to debate them, don't you think it's kind of messy to try to come a messy approach to get attention instead of elevating your value or elevating your presence in the space, should I say, enough to be in the same room with somebody on the same platform to challenge them like a respectful man off of their points, not bring up stuff from their past, because then you open the door. It just makes it a messy
I don't know his
situation.
past. I just want to.
It doesn't seem like anything that is adding more to solutions in a community, especially a person who says you're a mental health advocate. That means people come to you because they trust you to know how to rationalize emotions and to be a person who is acting out of an emotion or doing something where you're saying, I'm just challenging this person because I think that they're being a fraud. That's your thought. It's nothing that is happening. It's nothing that is going out. You don't know this person. You have a problem with the show. Talk about the show. Give a viewpoint with the show. When you start trying to make it messy, it's kind of like,
Why
you
do you think it's messy?
Because to try to expose, anytime when you expose,
When I say, okay, see, exposed don't necessarily have to be pulling out someone's skeletons.
You
Exposed.
just said Trill. You just said
I don't know.
Trill is
Listen.
messy. He's this.
Okay.
You said that.
Go ahead. I said I want to get at him too because I feel like I can expose him for being something he's not. I said
you're saying a back and forth. You can expose him.
We can have someone ask a question, a relationship question, and I will poke holes through everything that he's talking about. I'm telling you, this is something that I've been doing since 2013. I've been doing this since 2013. Fatherhood, being engaged, losing relationship. I telling you, I caused my own heartbreak in real life. Some of y'all ain't never caused yourself your own heartbreak. So I know about triggers. And so when I say about, man, my gift is I can trigger anybody because I say the most uncomfortable things. I'll say that's a gift because God don't care about how you feel. He just wants you to do the right thing. Sometimes your feelings might tell you to do something and God wants you to do something else.
You know, how long you been subscribed to my channel?
I just found out about you when this whole thing took off.
Oh,
because so, and see, I'm this is what I'm trying to get people to understand. Sometimes the people that you attach to in your past they'll come with you in your future, not even intentionally. Everybody in my world in Dallas, they know I was attached to Kitty. I know her whole family. They know this. So when all this stuff started jumping off, I started getting inboxes about what was going on with her and Keita. So it's that's why I said y'all gonna have to stay tuned, because it's a little for as far as me and Kitty goes, it's a little bit deeper, because she's not even the target in personal life. The target that got her tied into it is a light-skinned nigga named Frankie Solomon.
Who is Frankie Solomon?
You just gotta stay tuned and watch.
Stay tuned where? On my channel?
When I drop the video, I'll let you know. But I'm just saying, Frankie Solomon has before Kitty got with the dude that she shot at, Frankie Solomon is the one that did a number on her. So so that's why that's the reason why I became her friend, because I wanted to protect her.
And he's like a podcaster. I didn't think it was going to go that way. Okay.
No.
Okay.
And he already know. He already talking. He know I'm talking about it.
Let me just say this though, because I don't want to say it when you leave. So I'm gonna just, if you want to say,
I'm watching.
I have this pet peeve with people who bring God into stuff to validate their messy antics and their anti-humane things. What I mean by that is,
so you think getting the truth out is a messy thing?
You're very messy, sir. And the reason being, and thank you, because we ate off your content. But what I'm saying is,
so
I have a pet.
So I'm messy for hold on. I'm messy for the content I put out, but y'all not messy for reporting it.
Hold on, no, we're not, because we're commentary. If there was nothing to put out there, we wouldn't have nothing to react to, and we're fans of the show. So my thing is, I have a problem with people who bring up God, and I just mean for a second, because that is the problem in our community when we hide behind God to justify our devilish fucking ways. And it's as if, though, I don't know if we all kind of, maybe some people are Pentecostal, some people Baptist, I don't fucking know, but it irks me, because it is no way that a person who really resonates and has consciousness and is one all the time and so dwell, you've mentioned God more than me, who would sit up there and really get gloating and get and feel good about themselves to humiliate somebody, when only thing we got out of your reason being it is because it made you feel the way that she cut you off and acted like she didn't know you. I think most of us has been ghosted. Most of us have been cut off. Most of us in our lives, you kind of learn, especially as a mental health advocate, you learn to compartmentalize and get through your things. You get through your emotions and you work through them. But to lash out and then try to humiliate and embarrass and then say, I have targets, that ain't even my target. And then you have other people. You cannot think that God operates in a way where he has targets to bring people down. If anything, I'm going to operate as the thing I say I am. I'm going to make sure that when people see me, they see God's light. They see that I'm a person of inspiration. I'm a person of integrity. And it's no way that you could think you're moving with integrity if this is something that women do. No shade, whatever. This is something that we do when we get into a part. We're going to go on the internet and let me tell this bitch. I don't see how a man could feel masculine on the internet to just do what we do as women. Like, we're supposed to be catty. We're supposed to be in our feelings, and it's the man to be as a man. You know what I'm saying? Then keep reverencing God. That's the only thing I would say. You can speak whatever you want. You see how you feel. But I just don't like when people do that, because it turns us away. And in our community, the most, we have been taught the negative ways of church folk. That's a church folk way of acting. The messiness, the gossip, the buffoonery in the name of God. And I understand if you saying, you know, this person is cap, this person is on some other shit. Y'all need to know who the fuck she is. If we also understand God, we know there's a time and a place, and people will be exposed on their own. It doesn't take, we don't have to help God expose people. It happens on its own. So I think when we dig in our grave and we're actually creating stuff, I don't know if you're doing this because you kind of want to, I get it. You got content promo. I get it. But I also think it's just very distasteful and it's disheartening, because to hear that wasn't just it. You about to just keep going full. That means that you could be talking to me now. If it's something now, you about to just do a whole little show on it. I'm about to just come, but look, that means that you are nobody's friend for real. Because if like you said, I would never say nothing in private. But how? We didn't know anything about nobody being shot. We didn't know anything about no acts. We know anything until you presented it. Until you presented it to the forefront for somebody to use it in a battle. And then you want to furthermore drill the knife, and your only response is because somebody's not talking to you. I think in our community, we have to understand, especially with a lot of times, we can't take people cutting us off, or we can't take being moving on. That it just reminds me of the guy who is like, who the fuck are you to can't take rejection? In a sense, it's like, especially if you gunning for other people who don't know you, and you just have a problem with how they do a platform. Just build yourself up enough, or just get yourself out there. If you want to call in and just pop your shit or whatever in different places, build yourself up so we know who you are. Not some nigga on the internet who got a vendetta against a show. And now I'm about to come up here and be like, I'm about to expose this nigga. And be like, oh, well, how do you know this person? I don't. I just think he a fraud, and y'all got to stop listening to it, because it kind of sounds like the male version of a pick me. Like, okay, so you do all this and you want us to look at you as what? You know what I'm saying? But I do thank you. You can say your final words for coming up.
I'm gonna say this. Y'all believe that everything y'all see on the internet is a true thing. That's it. Y'all believe that everything on the internet is factual evidence. I ain't said nothing. I ain't tore nobody down. You don't like my choice of words, and that's cool. I have no feelings towards what you thinking and how you feeling. But, I talk about God because church is not even a place that I like to go to, because they tell lies in the church. I debate pastors too. God don't care about how you feel. It ain't about me trying to be right or get revenge. I'm trying to walk the righteous life, and I have a life and I have a story to tell too. And people are getting upset because as a man, I'm trying to tell my story. I ain't arguing with nobody.
Yeah.
This stuff was already out there. I didn't put out there that she shot at the dude. He spoke with Keita. Keita put it out there. I just bared witness. I could just confirm it because this was what was already talked about. It's on the internet. She talked about it on her TikTok. So again, I've never
responding to when you mentioned the other people on the platform that you don't know.
But you gotta sell certain things. Listen, you gotta sell certain things. Don't get in your feelings. I love what these people are doing. I love what these people are doing. Clearly, I was tuned in, wasn't I? I was tuned in.
Clearly, you was.
Clearly, I was tuned in. But sometimes you gotta sell it. Mr. Underrated 13 is a internet troll. But if you really want to know who I am Roderick Dwight Hill. You can check my Facebook page. I actually stand up. I'm anti-bullying. This is what I do. I call people to the front. If you've been abused by anybody, if somebody ever talked about you behind your back, if you're scared to face your abuser, you can come to me. I'll call them out. I'm gonna make the nigga apologize. Or we can have a conversation and see if we can come to some type of end result, closure, and to move on. Like I said, I'm a big internet troll. I've been trolling the internet for a long time.
Are you trolling us?
It's up to you to find out. But I'm being real with you. You might not like what I'm saying.
It ain't about like only hang up I have is you don't know Trill and you trying to come for Trill.
Nah, Trill.
I got a loyalty thing.
Trill just remind me of Malcolm X. He remind me of Malcolm X.
And I followed him along, so that's my only thing. Other than that,
nah.
Welcome here, sir.
Like I know, but like AC, all them. I think they put something together.
My audience runs my channel, and they want me to hang up on you. So say your final words.
Go be great. Go be gods and goddesses.
Thank you so much. I did have one person who wanted to add. Are you there? You never wave, so I don't know. Just wave a little bit. You can give your 2 cents, and then we're going to get out of here. He was definitely the trade I was not expecting. Shout out to him for coming in. Thank you so much, sir, for adding your validity. My only hang up was Trill We do not tolerate the exposing of anything like has to do with cruise season. Okay. We fuck with the trill and we don't do that. No, we don't do that. But you guys, I wanted to bring you up to say a little piece, but you didn't wave at the camera. So I don't know if that's really you. You might have a butt on the camera. But you guys, thank you guys for the late night streams. I'm going to read these little super chats. Let's read these super chats. L. Nixon with the 5 ball. He said, I got a video of Lucky stealing grapes from the grocery store. Don't worry, sis. I won't post it. Don't post that. He said, this Rico from Belly. He's telling on everybody. He came up with the bandana like, I don't like that shit at all. I don't like that. Shout out to you, sir. See, it's cool over here on Lucky Channel. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate you. I definitely feel you when you said people believe everything on the internet. They absolutely do, because it's people today who really believe some shit about me. And I'm about to talk my shit in my membership. Somebody will not stop fucking with me, and I am going to be like Kita. Kita inspired me to just drop receipts of this person in my membership the same way. So we are going to have an expose because he won't leave me alone. Anyway, so you guys, and I have a new girl follower. Shout out to you, girl. She said, now what do the boys have to say? Girl, we love you over here. People like Venus, and you'll see Lauren in the chat. We love the girls be arguing with the dudes all the time. He said, tell your story. I'm going to tell my story. And I like to the fellow people, thank you guys for being here tonight. This was a fun little live. Watch the playback. Shout out to Six the Goddess for calling it down the middle. You guys have a good night. Bye,
guys. If you don't like me, that's fine. But, you know, watch your mouth.